Tasty, tasty. Good afternoon, good evening, good morning. I hope you had a great weekend, guys. I apologize if the sound is off. I apologize if the cameras are off. Everything is a bit messed up since we moved the office around this week, so I apologize in advance. I'm sorry. It's simple as that. Let's see who got first. I think Robot Mikey got first with Oi Oi Lovely, so hope you're doing well. Sky's here as well. Hey Sky, good to see you. Gemma's here too. Chatted Music says hello. Anarchy subscribed for 28 months with Prime. Dude, that's a crazy amount of time. Says hi Jay in chat. Hope everyone is having a good weekend. Fred Zillosaurus is here as well. He says hey hey. Snicket, good evening Jay in chat. Quagry, Thrax, both say good evening. Kevy Babes as well. Mr. Blackbrook, our resident mod for today, is here as well. Dynamics says Jay is currently making Starry Night latte art. No, I made like a heart latte art today, which is pretty cool. This came out alright. So yeah, that came out alright. I was pretty happy with that. Looking handsome tonight. No, you. Thank you very much for the compliment, though. Slice of me. Good evening. Geeky Ed. Yeah, we're doing a Cat65 prototype today. It's from Jacky Studios. We got the prototype in last week. The group buy starts soon, but I'm not allowed to say a date just yet. But I think it's going to be like within the next week. Let's put it that way. So yeah, I'm looking quite good to that. Do I have a PT logo stencil for cocoa powder? No, but I could make one. I don't like cocoa powder on coffee personally, but we could absolutely make one. That's like easy to do on the laser. Good afternoon, mate. It says Keyboard Dad. Hey man, good to see you. Maybe I'm a keyboard dad. Just the fact that I own keyboards, like too many of them. SPC Rocket. Yeah, we could do an SPC Rocket maybe at some point. Yeah, we'll see. I don't know. We'll see. Let me know if the sound's a bit weird, because like I have to have the microphone up here today, which means it's really in my eye line and it's really kind of scary. I think. Oh, now the camera's moved. Hold on. Let's get the camera back. Go on this way, camera. This way. There we go. That'll do. Stop there. There we go. Got the camera back. So I want to try and mount it maybe from underneath and up, or maybe from this side and over, or maybe from the back and over. I haven't really worked it out at the minute. If you've looked on Instagram, you'll see that I've struggled with the overhead cam. The overhead cam was actually originally tied to the back of this desk, and it kind of looked really good and it was in perfect position. But as soon as I started typing, the camera, because it was on an arm, like a boom arm that comes over, like an L shape that comes over the top of me, it just started to shake and tremor. So I've actually rigged a stupid setup, which is like an old bench turned on its end with the camera connected and coming off that, which is, it works. Whether it's good or not is remains to be seen. We'll see how it goes. Anyway, there is going to be another table that sits across the back of the desk, which is going to have like a lot of storage on it for like upcoming build streams, keyboards and stuff that are in the process that need building, that kind of stuff, customer builds and all kind of stuff as well. And ultimately the camera will connect to that, and then we'll just swivel it around and it'll just tuck away to the side. If that doesn't work, then I'll connect it to the ceiling. We'll have it drop down. That's the final option, which is probably the ultimate option and probably what we'll end up doing, but we'll see. And then the lights are not going to stay here permanently. They're going to come in and out every week when I stream. They're going to go in a cupboard and come out when I stream, just to keep it nice and tidy. So we'll see. Do you know when the derivative extras such as plates, PCBs, etc. will get listed? Yeah, when we list the keyboards. We haven't actually received the keyboards yet, Obito. The ones that Justin got, his left China before ours had finished. Had left the manufacturer, so we don't have ours yet. So we'll have them hopefully this next week when the next shipment arrives, and then we'll list extras probably in the new year. But that'll be keyboards, plates, PCBs, extras, all that kind of stuff as well. Sounds fine. Good. You're the UK keyboard dad for all of us. I'm not sure about that. We'll see. So sad I missed PT selling the Tomo. Yeah, we only sold out of those finally. We had them in stock for 8-9 months. We only finally sold out of those around September time, so it's not too long ago. We can have SPC rotate around and hold the mic on a boom. 100%. If someone wants to volunteer to come and hold the mic on a boom, that'd be fine. Like the other thing as well is I'd love if we do put the camera off the ceiling, like on a little mount off the ceiling, we'll 100% put the microphone up there as well, and we'll just have it like come off that, like there'll be an arm that comes down from the ceiling, the camera will be on the bottom, and then we'll have like a little bracket that comes off, and that's where the microphone will be, so we can just raise and drop it down, keep it outside of the camera view. Yeah. The other thing as well, if we do put it on the ceiling, we'll put a ring light around the camera as well, so it'll be even better for overhead shots, and I can probably get rid of these too. We'll see. We'll see. The other thing I want to do as well is change this camera, the face cam that I'm looking at right now, to this side. Ultimately, it's going to go to the other side of my monitors, mainly because this is a really awkward position for me to sit at, and the view will be better back here once all these cabinets are sorted out as well. So that's the plan. And then finally, I'll have the office I've wanted since we moved into this building a year ago, which is taking its time, let's put it that way. Zosko, hey man, good to see you. Sounds great. Good, thank you. TGR board looks more teal state. Yeah, so I've got the camera is kind of better suited in terms of the color. So this is probably a better kind of representation of how the TGR looks in real life. It's pretty close. The camera's lighting's pretty close. I found that having a black desk mat really helped with that. Having the black desk mat really helped us to get the camera dialed in instead of having the cream one, which it constantly wanted to make white. Or just the wood, which way I had the wood. And this is also my copper desk as well, which is a stunning piece of art in itself. Ignore the coffee ring there, but yeah, the copper desk is really cool too. I don't know. I bought a derivative from Keygen Extras. I didn't know that Keygen had already had the derivative. I didn't know they'd already received theirs. Like, we just haven't got ours in yet. We'll have them in soon though, and they'll be shipped out soon. Do we have any Tomo for sale? No, we've sold out of them. Love the update on Insta. Thanks. Seeing the envy is real. Seeing the wall of personal keycaps. Yeah, that wall behind me. That wall is like pretty much 2 meters long, full of keycap sets that are 3 feet high. I just realized I've left that drawer open. That's really bad. It looks awful. All of this stuff here is kind of personal collection stuff that's going to get sold as well, so keep an eye out for that. I apologize if the background looks terrible today. Right, okay, time to get into some PT news. What's going on this week? So this week the next shipment should arrive. We think it's arrived at port over the weekend, which means we should get an update from the port officials Monday or Tuesday, I hope. That update will usually consist of a bill which needs to be paid, which is all the import fees, VAT, taxes, duties, everything else that's due. So once that arrives at port, there's a few things to do. We have to pay the bill first of all, but we need to get the bill to pay the bill. Once we've paid the bill and the funds have cleared, which takes about a day, then the next step is that everything's authorized at the port. It goes through all the checks it has to go through. Sometimes they open things up, sometimes they don't. Then we'll get it arranged to be delivered here. Now I think that what that's going to mean is a week on Friday coming, we'll have all of the delivery here. That will give us 3 working days, the Monday and Tuesday and Wednesday of the following week, which is the week before Christmas, to try and get as much out as possible. Realistically, I think what we're going to try and do is we're going to try and plan to do the Magic 3s, the derivatives, and anything else that's quick and easy to do. Some of the stuff's for in stock, so we'll do a big Christmas in stock drop as well, which is going to be quite interesting, because we've got a load of stuff that we haven't dropped recently that we should have done, such as Allison extras and some other bits and pieces I can't remember. So we'll work through that. It is going to mean it's going to be busy. Oceanographers, I think we've got about 10 left to ship, so we're almost done with oceanographers, and that frees up time to then kind of focus on Argyle between now and when the shipment arrives. So this coming week, once we've caught up with in stock over the weekend and we've caught up with the oceanographers, and I've caught up with DMs and Insta messages and emails and 1,001 other things I've got to do. I think that by the end of this week, like Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, those 3 days, we'll be concentrating solely on Argyle and a few of the small bits. So what I'm hoping is that we'll start to ship them before the next shipment arrives, which would be really, really cool if we can. If not, it's probably going to be the first week in the new year. But I'll update everything on Notion as to when it's happening as well. We did get 3 key sets in on Friday as well from Signature Plastics. So SA Geoma, DCS Guardian, and another DCS SoWare Revival. Those 3 are going to start shipping on Monday. We should be able to ship all 3 of those group buys out on Monday and then get the extras listed this week as well. So yeah, we'll see. It's not stupid if it works. Yeah, sometimes it's not stupid if it works, especially with the setup. Like if you look on Instagram, it's kind of janky, but it does work for now. Like I can bang the desk a little bit and it doesn't move the overhead view, which is good. So yeah, it's good. That koala looks ridiculously gorgeous. Thank you. I'm in love with this keyboard. It sounds great. It's phenomenal in terms of its colour. It's exactly what I wanted. It's garish, it's loud, it's bright, it's funky. Mel hates it, which means she won't try to steal it. So yeah, it's good. How much for a derivative? I don't know. It'll be like whatever we sold it in group buy plus a small amount. Like there's agreements with the designer on what we'll sell it for retail, so we'll just work out what that comes to. I can't tell you off the top of my head what that's going to be. Hold on, screenshotting the wall so my wife will stop complaining about my cabinet full of keyboard and pads. So, House, the interesting part about that is that I own and run a keyboard store, prototypist.net, which kind of means that I have to know what's going on in the world of keyboards, which means I kind of have to buy a lot of keyboards and a lot of key sets and a lot of other things, right? So, the bottom line is, whilst it works for me, I own a business in it. That may or may not work for you with your wife. We'll see. I hope it does. I hope it does. Your personal keyboards for sale, TGRs included. I've actually sold quite a few TGRs recently. Not everything in my personal collection's for sale, but some things will be. Some things are currently listed. If you go into the Discord server, that list is going to increase because I've just got too many. And it's just really sad that all these keyboards are sat behind me, not getting any love. When someone could be using them every day, and I'd rather have them in someone's hands who's going to use it and cherish it rather than just sit on a shelf here. So a couple of these boards on here have sold actually. So my house and my Falcon, Matrix Falcon, they both sold. They go to the owner on Thursday this week. So yeah, should be quite interesting. So we'll see how that pans out. But there'll be quite a few things for sale, probably in the new year now, that'll be from my personal collection. So yeah, so if you're interested in anything that you've ever seen me build on stream, there's a reasonable chance that it will make its way into that for sale section. In terms of TGRs that are in that for sale section right now, I think there's only the black TGR 910, but it's the special edition. I can't remember the name of it. Anyway. Gaff, that's the one. Yes, that's the word I was trying to think of. Is that a Curo M65A behind you, shiny gold? No. This is a Honeyboard 60 in HHKB layout. We built this on Top Clack a few years ago. This is anodized aluminium. Hold on. But it's been highly polished before it's anodized, so it comes out super shiny. It does mean it picks up marks really easily, but it's such a cool thing. So we made a carbon fiber plate for it. It's got a 60% PCB in there, Wilbur PCB, and of course ISO layout with olive switches, Nolive switches, Kale Nolives, I think they are. So yeah, there you go, that's what it is. It's a really cool board. It is golden as well, like the colour is pretty close to what you're seeing on screen now. It is that kind of gold colour. It's a really cool thing. Pretty light, pretty thin aluminium, but it's cool. If someone were to buy that, it'd be like 150 quid. That's all. Right, okay. Gaff 910, yeah, it was Gaff 910. I couldn't think of it. MTB keys, yeah, it was those guys that made it, I think, yeah. With these boards, you could sell them for a meetup, so you'd meet up with someone to sell it. Usually no. Usually people, when they buy from my personal collection, usually I just ship it out to them. Like, people are more than welcome to come to the workshop to pick things up or buy things in person. Like, that's not a problem. We can arrange that. But we're based in Bradford, and 99% of the community isn't. You know, most of the communities there's maybe 10% of the community within an hour's drive of us. There's maybe 30% of the community within 2 hours drive for us, and then the rest is all condensed in London. So yeah, it is what it is. Saying that, and I need to speak to Blackbrook about this, but I have found a space that might be ideal for those coming to collect their SPC JO2s in the new year. That isn't at the workshop, but it's quite close by, and it's better for transport links, and you don't have to come to Bradford, you get to just stay in Leeds. So there's an option there that I'm exploring. So we'll see. Might be something there. Dynamics, what is it you want to see? If you want me to show you something, you can just ask, and I'll try and show you something from the background. Okay. Pop-up stand at the White Rose. No, it's not going to be at the White Rose Centre. It's not going to be a pop-up stand either. I like nice spaces, but I went to... So what happened today was, like, this is where it came from. A friend of mine called David, he looks like he sources antiques for me, including the chest that's coming, that's going to go behind me, and a few other things around the workshop, including the big plan chest downstairs, which is like an old architect's drawing chest and stuff like that. Anyway, he sourced a load of stuff for me over the years, and he invited me to his shop's opening do this weekend. So I went along to his shop today, met some really cool people, met someone who was really special as a person, and I want to spend a lot of time getting to know her. Not like that, but like just in general, she's really interesting. Anyway, I'll talk about that in a second. And after we'd been there and visited him, he was like, oh, there's a coffee shop around the corner if you want a coffee. So we went around the corner, and this coffee shop, it's in its opening week, it's only just opened. They have like a big event space, like a really big event space, but they also have a really nice setup in the coffee shop as well. And just in this coffee shop, it's got really, really great windows. There's a really long, extra long table. It must be 5 meters long, 6 meters long maybe. And it's all under this lovely window. There's kind of like a couch area. The coffee's good. Like, it's really good. I had a flat white there, really good. The guys know what they're doing. In fact, I had two. Food's good. And I was speaking to them about whether we could rent out the space for like a small keyboard meetup, not really thinking about you guys from the SPC coming up to pick up your SPC JO2s in the new year, which Chris is arranging. But it kind of fits, and it would be ideal because it's 5 minutes walk from Leeds train station. It's 10 minutes walk from Leeds train station. It's 5 minutes on a bus. It's literally just off the canal. It's easy to get to. There's plenty of parking spaces. It's kind of like perfect for that kind of thing. But the other thing that we're trying to do as well at the minute is we're trying to arrange a MK UK meetup, which will be for like 250, 300 people, like the one in September 2022. Now, the other thing that this space has is it has a huge 500-person capacity hall that's part of it that sells beer and does food and pizzas and all kinds of stuff with an outside area, an inside area. Again, it's a really cool space. It's an old industrial mill that's being used into turning this cool space. So that's something I'm going to hand off to the committee that's looking at the MK UK meetup and see if it's something we can do. Hey man, how you doing? I hope you're good, dude. Thank you very much for being here. I appreciate it. I hope everything's going well. And I did email, I did email Mr. Tim. I can't remember you're a corporal. I can't remember what his title is. Major Tim? Maybe? I can't remember. Anyway, give him a nudge and tell him to reply to me because I want to set something up where we can have a conversation. So yeah, we'll see. Please make it a Saturday or Sunday. So for the SBC, the JR2s, we've already got a date. So if you know about that, you know about that. That's either going to be at workshop or it'll be at this new space, depending on what we can sort out. The actual MK UK meetup may or may not like this space. Like, it's a committee. It's just me that's found this purely by chance, and I happen to be on the committee. So we'll see whether that works or not. It may not work for the committee, and then we might want to look at other things. But it's got good transport links. It's dead easy to get to. It might be perfect. It depends on price. So we'll see. Right, okay, let's catch up with chat. I'll definitely make sure to come to that. Yeah, it will. We've done meetups in the UK in the past, and we've had like 250 people at the last one, which was in London, which was a really nice crypt space, but it was a bit dark and a bit dank and a bit... Well, you couldn't really see what people had. That was the problem with it. So the next time we get a space, it needs to be somewhere lighter and brighter an area. But trying to find somewhere like that in London is really difficult and really expensive. So it may not be in London, but it needs to be on good transport links. So we'll work on it anyway. I think the committee's got a meeting on Tuesday, so I'll propose it to the committee and we'll see what they say. Correct, will do. Thank you, Mr. Enigma. Thank you. Anarchy says it sounds perfect. Like, the space is perfect. I did take a picture of the bigger space. That's not my pictures. So this is the place from the front. You can see here that it's got nice big windows, and we have like a long table in front of those windows for like the viewers that are there. This is the actual large space, and like my camera doesn't do it justice just how large this space is, but it is absolutely massive. Like, it's like more than half the size of a football field. It's like it's big enough for 500 people, and it could be filled with tables covered in keyboards, and we can have beer there and stuff like that. It could be just really cool. Lazy Keiko, hey man, good to see you, dude. I'm glad you're here. Sky says, would you ever consider selling your personal collection to PT, then someone buys it off the website, as I'm not old enough for PayPal but interested in smooth boards and can buy things from places like Shopify? No. So I have to be, from an accounting perspective, I have to be really careful about what I own versus what the company owns. Like, it's so difficult for me to do that. And like, the only real way I could do it is to sell it to the business cheaper than what people wanted to pay, because then I'd have to charge VAT. Like, as a sole individual selling my personal stuff, I don't have to charge VAT, but if it goes through the business, I have to charge you VAT and tax, which is 20%. So instantly puts the price up by 20%. It's ridiculous. So it's just not feasible, and it would just mean a whole raft of dodgy accounting, and it would look like I had earned more money from the business than I had, and therefore my personal tax position will be compromised, possibly my wife's as well. It's just not something that's worth it. So it's absolutely not something that's going to happen. Take that, stream elements. Nice. Yeah, you got there. You cat to be kidding me. I like it. Yeah, 3 for 2 on in-stock keycaps until the end of the stream. So if you know we've got something in stock that you're interested in, thank you for the follow, Nexus. You can go down to prototypistnot.net, look at the in-stock keycaps, and you can get 3 for 2 on any kits or base kits. So you get 3 base kits and get the cheapest one free, or you could get 3 child kits, get the cheapest one free, or a base kit and 2 child kits and get the cheapest one free. So there you go. Wow, it looks great. Yeah, like the space is really cool. I was super excited, and we just popped into this coffee place to get a coffee, and it was. I kind of want to own the place. Like, I walked away, and I was really considering actually just ringing up the owners and saying, "Are you interested in selling? I know you've only been open for a week, but it's kind of like what I want to do after keyboards is have a little coffee shop as just like one thing that I do." This space was exactly what I want. Like. I didn't know it until I walked in the door, but as soon as we walked in the door and sat down, I was like, Ellie, I want to buy this. This is what I want. So, we'll see. We'll see. HMRC has entered the chat. No. Please don't invite HMRC here. So yeah, beer. Yeah, beer. Beer's good. We haven't had beer at a meetup since the last Leeds meetup, which was in 2018. And my beer tab for that day was over £700. It was ridiculous. I was very drunk by the end of the day. Casual business purchase? Yeah, for sure. Like, I probably couldn't afford it, but you should have a permanent PT roast available there. I did consider it. Like, one of the things I want to do is, at least for when we have the SPC meetup, if it happens there, is just have Typist's brew for free on tap, and just because they've got like a La Marzocco there and stuff like that, so we could just take a grinder in and have it all set up for them, and they could just grind our coffee for SPC people for free. Maybe, I don't know. Like, there's a load of things that keep going through my head. We'll see. Inspired me to start my setup today. Got the Dell Dimension sleeper back on the desk, and it's much tidier. Nice. Yeah. So anyway, lots of things happened today. It was really cool. The other thing that happened is I met this amazing woman called Kelly. Not like that, you pervs. But she was, so when I went to meet my friend David at his store, like, he rents the store space from a building, and the owner of the building was there. She's called Kelly, and she's quite possibly one of the most interesting people I've ever met. She's early 40s, and she's been a physicist. She now makes custom suits in a Western style. Yes, that Western, like a Western cowboy style. But she also does like hand embroidery of the suits as well, in a really cool thing. She's a furniture maker as well. She makes furniture. She collects antiques, which is why she knows David, which now is why she knows me. And she's just quite possibly one of the most interesting people I know. She runs ultra marathons, and she runs and all this kind of stuff. It's just kind of crazy, but she's the type of person that I'd like to do collaborations with, to like talk about things, get inspiration from. She's the type of person that inspires me to do new things. And as soon as I saw some of her designs, I was thinking there is absolutely an opportunity to do like a Western inspired keyboard from some of the stuff that she was doing. So yeah, collabs maybe incoming. Like, we've agreed to talk. Maybe some saucy desk mats. Like, I could think she could come up with some cool ideas for some prints that we could put on desk mats and things. Maybe some cool ideas for some stuff we could laser etch. Like, I'm thinking like small batch stuff, but embroidered desk mats wouldn't really work because like e-mouse wouldn't grow the embroidered bit. But there's some cool things that we could do together, and she's the sort of person that just inspires me. She's had such a varied career, and she doesn't know where she's going to go or what she's going to do with her life. And just spending time with her, like 20 minutes today, half an hour today, was really inspiring, and it kind of gave me some cool ideas on things that we could do, and things that I've not really thought about, not just in the Western space, but kind of like other areas as well. I don't know, like, yeah, like I felt like it was a bit, today was one of those days. It was a really good day. Not only did I find good coffee in Leeds, which is hard, I found a great space for doing things, even if it's nothing to do with keyboards, like just for a venue for things. I found some cool things at the antique store, which my wife is now putting up in our kitchen. And I met someone that was incredibly interesting at the same time. So yeah, it's been a really good day. It's been a really good day. And now we get to build a keyboard, and I get to speak to you lovely guys for a couple of hours. So yeah. So thoroughly impressed with today. It's been a great day. I'm really glad my wife came with me, because she wasn't actually going to come with me to the antiques fair this morning. Like, she was just going to not go, and she decided last minute that she was going to come, and she popped along. And if it hadn't been for her, we probably wouldn't have gone for a coffee, because she wanted something to eat as well. It was like a cafe type place as well. So yeah, it was just
incredible.
It's just a really interesting day. Boss Tafari, thank you so much for the follow, man. I appreciate that. So that was it. Anyway, loads of things happened. Hopefully we'll use the space for something, maybe for the SPC guys, maybe for the MK UK. Met someone who's really interesting and could possibly lead to some cool collaborations. There we go. And it says, oh, no, you had to remind me. Yeah, my wife crashed the Tesla. Well, I say crashed. She bumped the Tesla. Now you've put a sourness on the day. Yeah. So what happened? I'll try and reenact this. She was driving along a road and there was a curb all here. That's the curb, and she drove through a deep puddle. She lost control of the car. It slammed into the curb and then bounced off. I think at the time she's hit like a post or a pillar or a railing, and that's put a massive dent in the bumper. She scuffed the wheels, which she'd already scuffed anyway. So it's going in on Tuesday morning for a checkout to see if it's all okay. So yeah, she said she didn't notice the mark on the back. Apparently this slide in the rain and the bash into the curb, that happened on Thursday, and she only told me about the line in the back of the Tesla on Saturday morning. She told me, oh, there's a crack in the bumper, I don't know how it happened, and when I've looked at it, it's definitely a railing or a post that's hit it, because you can see through the dirt on the car where something's hit it. So I think it's all happened at the same sort of time. I don't think it's too because she wasn't going to tell me about this spin on the road. She wasn't going to tell me about that. Don't know why. So she tried to intimate that this mark on the back of the bumper, which cracked through the bumper, had happened in a car park, but it hasn't, because it's too straight and too vertical. There's nothing really on most cars that would have done it. If a car had been coming in and had swiped parking there'd have been scrape marks left or right. There was none of that. So yeah, this is why insurance exists for unfortunate accidents. Yeah, like, sure, if she'd hit someone, yes, but because she's done it on her own, it's not going to go through the insurance. Like, I'm going to have to pay for it out of pocket. Need a busy town and a key, it's best explained. Yeah, maybe it's not her fault. If it was, she would have noticed it. Dude,
tasty.
No. So my wife, thank you N360 for the sub, man. My wife has been with me in the car. She's driven around a corner and the passenger rear wheel has clipped the curb. The car has bounced off the curb, and I've been in the passenger. I said, you just hit that curb, and she's, no, I didn't. I was like, you just hit the curb. I've just felt the car move. The whole rear of the car moved and shifted because you hit the curb. And she's like, no, I didn't touch the curb. We got out of the car, there's a big scuff around the wheel, and she's like, that was already there. So she absolutely doesn't know when she does stuff like that. She absolutely does not know. So yeah, she's so oblivious to what happens when she's driving, but it's kind of scary. Argonized, thank you so much for the Prime sub. I really appreciate that. Thank you so much. I think it was a pretty last scene. Jay's lying. It actually hit the lamppost. If I'd done it, I would say. I've only ever twice that I know of bumped something in a car. Once was when I very first got my first car, and I was parking up at KFC, and this was an old Ford Mondeo, and it was blue, and the front bumper was pretty much tape, and there was a pillar directly in front of the car. I couldn't see where the front of the car was. I'd only just started to drive it, and I just bumped into it and reversed off. There was another time where I was reversing a car park on a really wet and windy day, and at about 2 miles an hour, I reversed into the car behind me. And I ended up having to give the guy that with the kid in it, I said kid, he was a kid now, he was older than me at the time, like 500 quid to pay for a crack in his number plate. The only other times I've been in a car when it's been hit, it's been not my fault. So I was once sat in a parked car on a road and someone reversed into me trying to park up, and I was like banging on my horn saying, whoa, hold on, and they reversed right into me. Another time I was stood at some traffic lights on a roundabout, like on a rotary, and the guy in front of me wanted to go forwards, but when the lights went green, he couldn't because someone was blocking our lane going into the full inside lane. It's like a trailer, so he reversed backwards to go around it, and he reversed straight into me, and luckily I had that on camera. I had a dash cam in that car. And the only other 2 times I've been in a car bumps, once I was on a bus, and the bus drove into the side of someone. Great, not my fault. The other time I was in a taxi and someone rear-ended as well. I was in a taxi, so yeah. It was not a Mondeo ST. No, it was an old, just basic 1.6 Mondeo. It was a terrible, terrible car, but I liked it at the time because it was my first car. In fact, it wasn't even mine. It was just the first car I had access to. It was actually my girlfriend at the time. It was her dad's, and he just used to lend it to me whenever, and he didn't even care. Like, if it bumped or anything, he didn't care. But it was a good car to drive. Like, as soon as I passed my test, he just threw his car keys at me and said, look, you need to go out and drive on your own now. Like, I didn't have a car at this point and I couldn't buy one right away. And he just threw the car keys at me and he said, you need to go and drive. You're on the insurance from when you've been learning, so just go drive it. And don't take anyone with you, just go on your own. My mother didn't even let me drive her own car for years afterwards. So, how did I meet with Mrs. We were swapping insurance details? Dude, like, no. Like, that's ridiculous. That's ridiculous. Like, I haven't been in any serious car accidents, touch wood. Like, 3 of them I couldn't even control. Like, I wasn't even able to control because it's someone doing something to me. And the other 2 were just, like, reversing and parking. And this is over, like, 15 years. Like, almost everyone bumps something once a year, you know. So, I think the odds are stacked against you since the steering wheels are on the wrong side. I don't know what you mean by that, dude. Everyone, almost all cars in the UK that have the steering wheel on the same side. Remind me to never give Jay a ride. Yeah, well, whatever. Like, I must have been on 10,000 car journeys, and things rarely happen. No, me and my wife met through a friend, a mutual pie. So that's how we met a long time ago. Couldn't finish the test. Crashed into by a taxi, dude. So I didn't get crashed into on my taxi, but the first test I took, I failed. And what happened was I was told to pull over at the side of the road, and then which I did, and then I was told to move away when it was safe. So I did my whole mirrors check, signal maneuver, indicated, started to pull away, and as I did, some young kid in a stolen car came around the corner, sped past us. Now I wasn't going to hit the car, and I'd stopped the car by holding it on clutch control before we'd set off because it was a manual, but I hadn't pressed the brake. I was just holding the car still steady on clutch control until this kid went past. So I stopped mid-maneuver because an obstacle had come. But because the examiner pressed the brake, she failed me. She was like, I had to press the brake. I'm like, you didn't, because the car was stood still. She was like, I pressed the brake, therefore you failed. So, yeah. So I know that feeling. First you lost control in the car park snow, and now the lamppost. The car park snow wasn't losing control, that was just fun. I didn't touch anything there, that was just a bit of fun. I was hit by a lorry in the snow and Snakehead Pass and brought off a brand new Vauxhall Navara, Defender and some Toyota from where I was hit so hard. Nice. Snakehead Pass is terrible to drive through though in the bad weather. So I don't envy that. One of my friends didn't do that, but they were just coming off of the M62 ones, and a lorry was coming onto the M62, and he basically took their car, and their car went across the front of it, 20 miles down the motorway before the lorry driver even realised. 20 miles. So yeah. You just noticed all the keycaps? Yeah, it kind of goes from like here to like here. It's pretty big collection, yeah. Mel and I were working out, there's over like 250 base sets over there, so yeah. A lot of collecting, a lot of time. What chair am I sitting on? This is a Nui chair. Hold on, I'll get you a link. Because it's really hard to pronounce. Here's the link to what we have. I don't have GMK Honey. No, I don't know if I have GMK Cyan. I can't recall. I'm not sure. There's a link to the chair that I have anyway. That's this chair with the headrest. It is. I bought it 3 years ago now. It's quite possibly the best chair I've ever had. This actually replaced the Herman Miller Aeron, but this is better. Like by far better. It's way better. Right, guys, I'm going to take a quick 2-minute break because I need to use the facilities. I'll be back, and when I come back, we're going to build a keyboard. In the meantime, I'm just going to leave you on this screen so you can stare at my keyboard longingly. And I'll be back in about a minute, 30 seconds to a minute, something like that. I'll see you guys super soon. There we go. That is better. You predict a 20-second pit stop just like Ferrari? Wow. I see. I see.
Incredible.
It's always 50-50 on the Nui chair. Either people love it or hate it. I think it's the best chair I've ever bought. It's very comfortable. So yeah. A good chair is the most underappreciated part of a setup.
Incredible.
It's true. It's like people underestimate a couple of things in life. Couches and mattresses. Those are things you should spend decent money on. You should not cheap out on either of those things. A couch, you will spend, I don't know, 10-15 hours a week sat on it. You want it to be comfortable. A mattress, you will spend 8 hours a night, 7 days a week laid on it. And people think like 1,500 quid's expensive for a mattress. Considering the amount of time you use it, I think it should be something you invest in. So, yeah. Did Jay mention if the JO2s are coming out this year? We'll get them this year. They should arrive next week. Not Monday coming, but the Monday after. We should have them that time, sometime that week. I don't know if we'll get the in-stock ones out this year. It's probably going to be late January. I think we're going to target the back end of January to put them in stock. That's what we're aiming for. Chair stream? Yeah. I think I'm going to go for a human scale chair when this one finally dies. Yeah, they're pretty good. Pretty good. I think it's almost a year since I asked this. Asked what? Asked what? Mikey, no. Wait, what? What? Well, Jay has a slash. Dude. Organized says, hey Jay, do you know if there's any Topra Alice keyboards around? Not that I'm aware of. You'd have to do something custom for that. There are people out there who could help you with it. Cipulot does a lot of PCBs that are Topra, so you'll be able to have a look at it. Once you complete the burning period on a mattress, couch, or chair, it becomes near irreplaceable. That's true. It'll be a lot more expensive to fix a bad back over a mattress. Yeah. Yeah, as someone who has a bad back from time to time, it doesn't cost me money, but it costs me time and energy. And yeah, love your desk. What material is it? It's kind of like a thin layer of copper on top of like a MDF board. So it's just like it's designed to be a kitchen worktop, so it's knife proof and scratch proof and stuff like that. And it's like a thin layer of copper, which is tarnished lovely over time. Josh, my boy. So good to see you, man. Thank you very much for being here this week. I hope you're doing well. Thank you for the 2 years of subs. Dude, that's incredible. Oh, thank you for the link to Cipulot server. I appreciate that. So yeah, Type B. I've not seen that. I've not seen the Type B. I didn't think it was one. So yeah. Yeah. There we go. We talked about chairs. We talked about everything else. I'm just kicking my shoes off now. Came to visit. Thank you, dude. Thank you. It's good to see you. Right, okay. Time to take a look at the Cat65 and potentially build it. Well, we are going to build it. Okay. First things first, guys. You need to pick some switches. There are 3 choices for today, and I'm hoping that Mr. Blackbrook is going to get a poll up. The first choice we have is POM pianos. These are one of the 3 potential switches we could use today. Just standard POM pianos. We've also got some Gateron CJ switches. And then finally we've got some Gateron X. These are the round one of Gateron X. And these are the 3 types of switch we could be putting in the board today. You guys can pick which ones you think would be best in the board. Cat65. Those are the 3 types of switches. So there will be a poll up in a minute. I'm not going to touch anything. I'm going to let Mr. Blackbrook arrange it. And the poll will be up any second now. There you go. Which switches? There you go. Switch witches. Which switches would you like to see us using the build today? Pop your votes in, and we'll see. We'll give it a couple of minutes. We'll see what you guys vote for. All of these switches are lubed with 205 grade 2, and they have been lubed by Matt the Pokemon Kid, who now offers his service publicly as well. So if you go into MK UK, he's now offering his switch services publicly in that server. So yeah. I'll get my poll up. Nice, thank you. I appreciate that. No bad choice here. No, they're all good choice. They're all good choice. CJs. Yeah, CJs are pretty cool. We have them in a JO2 here. I should use that board more often, to be honest. It's very chill music. It's just the Harris Heller Stream Beats playlist on Spotify. So it's probably a little bit loud, I think. We'll drop the music a little bit. Just a touch. Just a touch. Anonymous Biker, hey man, good to see you. Poll's still ongoing, guys. If you want to decide what there's over 120 of you watching. You know, I expect like half of you at least to vote on the Switches you'd like to see in the build today. So come on, get your votes in. You've got a couple of minutes left. Although almost everyone seems to be going for Gator on CJs. You enjoy my Instagram stories? Thank you very much. I try to share as much as I can about what we're doing here at PT on Instagram. So yeah, I try to. So I'm glad you enjoy them so well. How you doing, Jay? I'm doing really good. I've had a pretty good day, to be honest. I met someone new who was really cool, who I want to spend some time with and do some collabs with. I went and bought some really cool pieces at a antique fair, and I also found a space that I want to use for some events and that does really nice coffee as well as a coffee shop. So in fact, I'd actually like to buy the business, but I can't afford to at the minute, and I don't think it's for sale. But yeah, it's been a really good day. It's been a really good day. 120 watching, 250 voting. That's fine. That's fine. You've probably been asked this before, but have you seen the Icebreaker keyboard by Serene Industries? And if so, what do you think? I have not been asked that before, and I have not seen the keyboard. I don't believe it's one that we're going to be selling. So, given we're a store, yeah, I haven't seen it. I'm having a look at their website now. The website's cool. I like the whole...
Incredible.
Yeah, I like the website, that whole kind of thing, but I don't see the keyboard. Icebreaker. Icebreaker just makes me think of the gun from Destiny. Whenever I see that. Okay, I can see the keyboard. Yeah, okay. So it's not really. I don't like the keycaps idea. I see they've used Rama stuff as like inspiration here. I can see a lot of Rama products in the background. I kind of understand that and kind of don't. There's some interesting photographs of the keyboard. Yeah, I think there's some interesting keycap choice on there. There's nothing wrong with the actual design of the keyboard itself. Like, I think the axe kind of shape is quite cool. It's very, very similar to Keymax. Let me grab one. So it's very, very similar in terms of design to the Keymax keyboard, in terms of like the actual construction of it. Slightly different in terms of the side profile, but you get the point with that whole wedge. It strikes me as a type of product that's going to be on Instagram or something like. Wait, I didn't see what won the thingy. What switches won? Mr. Blackbrick, you'll have to tell me what switches won because I didn't see that. It strikes me as a type of keyboard that someone's going to promote all over Instagram, run as a Kickstarter, and it's going to do quite well from that perspective. Not because it's actually a good keyboard that people who are into mechanical keyboards would like. It's designed to be appreciated by anyone rather than just someone who's into keyboards. The laser engraving on the back's not done very well. I can say that. Like, that's not very good quality. I assume that's just because it's a prototype. Interesting photo shoots though. Like there's laser engraving on the front as well, on the top corner. Yeah, that can be done better. The anodization finish on the aluminium as well. This looks like aluminium. The aluminium's not being finished properly prior to anodization. So they need to look at who's milling these as well. There's a lot of grain in the photos as well, which doesn't help. The little trackball's quite cool. Looks like they've been to a keyboard meetup with it. Where was that? California. Keyboard Life 2023. Super happy with the full metal 65% carved from a solid block of aluminium, making a unique profile with built-in wrist support. I don't think it's unique. Keycap's like a CNC machined out of aluminium with 300 micro perforations to mark legends. That's quite cool. I think having them flat with the keyboard is going to be really unergonomic. So yeah. It's a cool thing. I think it'll sell well. It's the kind of thing that we'd be happy to sell, but I don't think it would be something that I would personally be interested in as a keyboard user. Like you put some GMK keycaps on that, it's going to look terrible. Anyway, right, okay, Gateron X1. Okay, so that's what we're going to be building with today. So we can get rid of the other switches. And we can use the Gateron X today. LU wrist rest is a bad idea. Yeah, the keycaps being flush is a bigger issue. I think RAM will sell and ship joints before keyboards. I can't talk about RAM stuff on stream for legal reasons. That might tell you everything you need to know. Exactly what I wanted to hear your thoughts. It's cool hearing someone with a business eye for it as well as this critical approach rather than just hype. Yeah, I think it'll sell well because it will be hyped. Like you can see, they've already got a few thousand followers on there. It's not a bad product by the looks of it. I'd have to play around with one to like get any kind of feel for it. You can see that the keycaps are vastly inspired by Rama's grid keycaps, which are a bad idea overall. But I think the keyboard itself has potential. The edge looks like you can chop wood. Yeah, I mean, that's just going to pick up dings and marks very, very easily. Like, it's pretty sharp on that point. They are going to struggle with QC because things are going to get damaged and shipping from that. Like, it just is going to happen. It is what it is. It is what it is. Gagging order. Also, Ram is probably selling gags too. No comment. Angry Mouse almost did that. Yeah, they did. It's like a keyboard. Someone made a keyboard using only the Cybertruck as design inspiration, or an axe. Yeah, like I can see the appeal to it, but it's not designed to appeal to keyboard enthusiasts. It's designed to appeal to mass market. You can tell that from the product shots that are there. It's very much based on that. I think it could be cool, but it needs tweaking and refining. Anyway, that's my two thoughts. Right. $1,000 to $2,000 range, dude. I don't see anything that like. I don't see anything on that kind of screams that that's the kind of value of it for me. Like, I just don't. Realistically, like, it's a single block of aluminium, fine. I can see how it's constructed. You're kind of going to have to lift the keyboard and plate through the bottom and angle it in, which is why it's got such a big weight on the bottom. The use of flathead screws on the bottom as well is a bad choice, but that's by the by. You'd never get them aligned perfectly like they are in the pictures and have it secure. Yeah, the laser engraving is pretty bad. Like, you'd be better seeing that, I think. No feet as well on the base of the board is kind of interesting for something like that. It's going to have to be on a desk mat. $1,000 to $2,000 is obscene. That realistically, I'd expect that to be a $500-600 board. Yeah. Yeah. Anyway, is what it is. Speaking of Rama, do you think there is any chance I'll ever get my U80? Shall I start practicing how to forget? True Blaze, I can't talk about anything Rama related on stream or in public for legal reasons. I hope that tells you everything you need to know. Yeah, you could buy 2 JR2 for the price of an icebreaker. Yeah, and that's if it's $1,000, right? If it's $2,000, you could get 4. Yeah. Like, I think it's a cool product. I like some of the ideas behind it. Like, please don't think that my critique on this is like just me poo-pooing it and crapping on it. I can see some good things from it. I can also see some things that I really disagree with it. Yeah, I think it needs to be thought out a little bit better as a product. We'll see where it comes from. Yeah, the price range is definitely off. Like looking at, I don't see anything. Like, the keycaps are going to be, sure, if the keycaps are aluminium, they're going to be a few quid to manufacture. They're not going to be cheap, but you're going to be doing them in bulk rather than in one-off, so batches of 50 like we do for other things. It's gonna really hamper layout support as well. It's not going to work with other keycaps. It's just going to look awful with other keycaps. I assume it just takes MX switches. I've not seen anything that says that. Anyway, interesting, but we'll see. Like, if Serene want to reach out to me and talk to me about it, I'd love to talk to him about it because I can see potential in it, but it needs some work. Rob, hey man, good to see you. Jay, I don't suppose you have any carbon plate for the Zoom 65 hiding anywhere? Email me or Mel, we'll take a look for you. I don't think so, but I couldn't swear that we didn't. Trojam, there's no way I'd spend £2,000 on that keyboard. Yeah. Yeah, thank you, Rico. Thank you. I don't know if you're involved in the keyboard or not. If you are, please do reach out, because I think it could be a cool project. I think it's going to miss the mark for people who are actually into the products. If you're not involved, well, feel free to let them know on my behalf. Your hands are going to feel permacold since it's alu. Yeah, this is one of the things. I think that front elevation could be cool if it was actually an inlaid piece of PVC. Sorry, of milled polycarbonate or carbon fiber or something else different in there. Hey, but we're talking about it, right? So that's it. Clankbait, hey man, good to see you, dude. I hope you're doing all right. We are supposed to be building a keyboard, but we're not getting around to it today. With my janky today's setup. Okay, so we've picked switches. The next thing to do is show you guys the keyboard. So this is the keyboard. This is how it comes packed. Carry case, you've all seen these before. This does have the Jacky design logo on there. Nice little branded case. Fancy seeing you in this debate. Yeah, clackbait. Oh, thanks for the shout out, guys. Giving the shout out there as well. It comes nicely packed. What have we got here? We've got a case. These are usually like artisan cases. I don't want to try and show you the board just yet. So we'll take a look at that. There's a ton of stuff in here, so let's have a look and see what we've got. We have got some silicone feet, a screwdriver, and some other bits. We'll open that in a minute or two. We've got some stickers, some cute little cat stickers. We'll take a look at those in a minute as well. Then we have a polycarbonate plate and some plate foams. Again, we'll take a look at those soon. And we have a PCB. The PCB is hot swap, so we'll be building this hot swap today. And I believe this is ANSI only. Yeah, so this is ANSI only. There is no ISO on this particular version of the PCB. That doesn't mean to say there won't be. Okay, let's take a look through some of the other parts and see what else we've got in here. So we have silicone, look like gaskets. We'll see how those figure out. Look like little mounting gaskets. We've got some rubber feet. Nice and simple. Some screws. Some springs, 115 gram springs. Interesting. Interesting. A door to board and JST cable. This is just the standard C3 door to board. And there's some 165 gram springs as well. So we'll take a look at those as we get through the build. We'll figure out what they're for. In the toolbox, because this is a little tool baggie, we have a screwdriver. We have a plate fork. Pretty cool that it comes with a plate fork. This is 3D printed version of the plate fork. It's slightly bowed, but it's a 3D printed plate fork. Probably stick with my G on one, but it comes with it anyway. And it also comes with a little tub of some spare screws as well. So there we go. Come on, camera, focus. There we go. Let's put the tools up here, just in case we need them. Let's have a look at the stickers. I don't think they're spring switches, I think they're just springs for something else. So some cute little stickers here. That's pretty cute. You see Wildcat's logo there. And there. Little space themed one. And there as well. Pretty cool. Pretty cool. How the turns have tabled. Wait, what? It's springs for the case, yeah. Thanks for the discount. Just bought Bingsu finally. Nice, congratulations, man. Any chance to brighten up the camera a bit? Just hard to see with the black. Yeah, let me have a look. I don't want to adjust the color too much because the color's pretty close at the minute. Let me see if I can do that. Give me a second. It's probably about as bright as I can make it. Hopefully that works. You'll be able to see the board because the board's not black, so you will be able to see the board. This is the keyboard itself. Seams. let's unwrap the keyboard and show you what we've got here. People who like keyboards like cats. I think that's the story. Black 3.0. This is the case. I can see what the springs are for now. I'll show you that, guys, that in a minute. Little logo on the inside that says Jacky Design and Wildcat. And then you can see here, look, that's where the springs go. So effectively, the plate and PCB are going to be spring mounted, which is kind of cool, kind of interesting, and kind of cool. Screwless case design. The screws are all on the inside. No screws on the outside of the case, but we have got this little cutie pie on the back. And of course it's all rounded, curved, kind of soft. Cat's ear shaped feet. Let's put the feet in now. This is a prototype, so I don't know if the colours will be available in the actual group buy. Just remember that this is a prototype, it's not actually a production board. Super cute design. It is really cute, isn't it? Try and get the feet in correctly here. I don't really like triangle feet like this, but I think this is the design for this particular board. Deal seal for me. Cat on the back sealed it for me. Yeah, I think we've got a spare badge for the back, so we'll take a look at that in a second. I think this is a spare badge, so we'll have a look and see if we can figure that out in a minute. There we go. That's the feet all installed. Let's see if we can take that weight out. Shouldn't need to use another screwdriver here. We should just be able to use this one. It's nice that it comes with the tools as well. It's pretty cool. Okay. And there is the little cat from the rear. He's come out nicely. It's quite cute. I think this is another version, so let's have a look at this one and see what it is, see what colour it is. Just going to pop this one in here just to protect it. Does it come filled with fur? No. You have to do that yourself. Oh, okay, this is cool. This is a black PVD badge. That's pretty cool. A shiny black cat. Let's use this as the badge here. Put this back in. Fancy kitty. Gives me a board to put my cat keycaps on. Yeah, we've actually got a group buy for some cat keycaps as well at the minute. Not cat like layout, but actual cat keycaps. They're called Disobedient Cat or something, I think. Terrible plug there. So we're waiting for them to tell us the date. We are all prepped to sell the Cat65. We're waiting for them to tell us a date at the moment. I think it's going to be this week, but I don't have a date yet. You don't know why no one's made a furry keyboard yet? Can I tell you why, Tom? Because it's a terrible idea, that's why. Okay, losing my sleeves. Just imagine matted fur after long sessions at the board. Exactly. Someone gets it. Right, let's take the board apart, and then we'll get the build underway. Deep shag pile, perhaps. Hey, it's not the 70s anymore. You can't 3D print fur. You can't mill it either. Can you imagine trying to mill matted fur? Yeah, I've seen renders, but no actual boards. I think I've seen like denim covered boards and Alcantara covered boards, but no actual fur covered boards. Like the keyboard version of the car from Dumb and Dumber. Yeah, something like that. this goes for sale pretty soon, which is quite cool. I think Space posted denim board the other day. Yeah, he has done. That's quite an old board, though. I think it's done from quite a while ago. Forge a keyboard with a wax mold. So that has been done. Okay, so here you're going to see how the mounting system works, because it has got these springs. This is a chunky piece of metal. This is really nicely milled actually. Come on, camera, please focus. Focus. If the camera decides it's going to focus, there we go. This is really nicely milled. Some very clever milling in here. It's nicely done. I'm impressed by that. It's a nice chunky piece of alloy. I do like this kind of hip here. It's very... Do you know what? It reminds me of the Datsun actually, does that hip. Like, it's a really nice shape. It reminds me of the rear wheel arch. It's looking pretty cool. I do like this board already. And it's a 65%, so what's not to love? Here in the bottom, you can see that we've got this spring mount here. So this is where the springs are. Those are changeable, so you can change those for other ones, like we've got in that thing. I think these are the 65-gram ones that are in here at the moment. They just wedge on. So these are the springs, are quite large and chunky. They just wedge onto the mounting points, I think. So I've got that one off now, I can't get it back on. Oh no, what have I done? Jay, what did you do? Okay. Got it back on. There we go. Just a little bit fiddly to put back on. You can see here it's got the recess for the top mount points, which is kind of cool. It's a clever way of getting them deeper rather than just having them on one side. Just mill them a bit thicker on one and thinner on the other. Kind of clever. Okay, pretty happy with that. Okay, so that's the case. We've taken a good look at that. Some nice milling. Oh, we need to put the daughter board in. Let's do that first, actually. Let's get the daughter board in first. You're just too stupid to use less than a TKL. Hey, Funky. Thanks for being here, man. I appreciate it. Okay, it comes with a spare JST cable as well, which is always good. Which has got slightly different colouring. I'll keep that to one side for now. Okay. So we're going to connect this on. I think the this go, yeah, it goes the correct way around, right? Can't go upside down. Yeah, just wanted to make sure it didn't go upside down like some do. I think the screws are here. Now let's see if I need to grab my screwdrivers or if these are. Oh no, these are Torx as well. So same screwdriver, just the one screwdriver so far needed that comes with it. The only thing we'll need a different screwdriver for is the stabilizers if we use screw-in stabilizers, which is pretty cool. I don't know the price for certain right now. I can probably tell you what the prices are pre-VAT, I think. Hold on, let me have a look. Take this with a grain of salt right now because it might change and I haven't looked at it, but it's $293.33 prior to VAT. Which means that with VAT it's £352, but that might change. That could just be how the team have set up the listing at the minute. I don't know for certain. It may be a little bit cheaper than that, I don't know, but yeah, that's how the listing is currently set up that the team have created with Jacky Studios. So just take that as a kind of like price in mind. Caffeinate, yeah, I'm gonna need to go to the toilet again in a minute. I'm gonna have to run to the toilet again, twice. I've broken the seal now, which is going to make me have to go all the time. So yeah, so just take the price with a grain of sand for now, but I think that's probably going to be close to it. Come on, where do you screw? There we go, that all looks good. I'm just going to put the top case on and make sure that all aligns up nicely. Just from a USB perspective. Yeah, that looks good. USB all lined up nicely. Perfect. Pro streamer, 100%. Got a nip to the loo every now and then. Cats don't give you that much if you're on salary for pocket money. Yeah, I don't know if that's actually going to be the price or if it's just a placeholder price. Sometimes what the team does is they just put a random price in there and then we kind of figure it out later on. So I don't know. Is the honest answer. Sharon has been dealing with Jacky Studios, not me directly. Right. Okay. Because I've broken the seal, I'm going to have to go to the toilet again, which I never have to do on stream. But I've had like 5 coffees today, which doesn't help.
Tasty.
Simon G30, thank you so much for the sub, the meow sub. I'm going to be back in like a minute or 2, and then we're going to figure out what's going on with the build stuff here, and we'll get some stabilizers ready as well. I'll be back in 1 minute, guys. Thank you. If the stream changed. Okay, I'm back. I apologize about that. Oh, yeah, I never need to pit stop during a stream, but today I've had to go twice. It's kind of crazy. Okay, let's take a look at foam that we've got here. And plate as well. What do we have? So we have... Oh, interesting. This is kind of cool. So we have a standard polycarbonate plate, which says support ANSI or ISO layouts. We have some foam. We have a layer that goes in the bottom of the case, which we'll probably use because it's nice and easy to use that today. That fits in nicely. I'll show you guys that later. We have some switch and plate PCB foam. We also have this, which is kind of like a... I don't think this is actually a plate. This seems wider than a plate. This is an interesting thing. I don't know what this is. Is this designed to be another plate? An alternative plate? Yeah, it is. Okay, so there's 2 plates. There's this one, which is funky as hell. It feels like... I don't even know what plastic this is. It doesn't feel like polycarbonate in any way, shape, or form. It's stiffer than polycarbonate. Maybe it's like a...
Incredible.
CEM? It feels like maybe it's CEM. I don't know. It's interesting though. It's not particularly flexible, but it looks kind of cool. Okay, so I think we're going to have another poll, Mr. Blackbrook. We're going to have meme plate or PC plate. Can you get another poll up for that so we can pick which plate would you guys like to see? At first I thought it was like an insert that went between the plate and PCB, but it's definitely not that. It's definitely a plate of its own. Stiffer than PC? Yeah, it's this plate is the meme plate is stiffer than PC quite considerably. It feels like POM, but it's not POM. And it's kind of got like these kind of weird indentations on it. Can you see? Which makes it look like it's been stamped. I wonder if it is a type of fiberglass. Smell test, sniff test. I think this is like a. Let me have a look. Have we even got a list of the plates? Maybe I even have a list of this and I've just not seen it because the team have been handling it. PC plate Aqua FR4. It's FR4. It's fiberglass. So this is an Aqua FR4 plate. Right, okay, cool. I could have just looked and figured that out, but it was more interesting to see if I could tell what it was. And well, clearly I could, because I thought it was like CEM, which is very similar to FR4. Yeah, there you go. It is, yeah, fiberglass FR4, yeah. Yeah, I thought it was like that CEM3 stuff. Interesting. Pretty cool. Pretty cool. Cool. So which plate are we going to be building with today? Mean plate? Everyone's saying the mean plate. Okay. Let's put the PC plate to one side. Okay. Finally, the last thing that we're going to need today is a decision on when we're going to whether we're going to use the foam or not. So once this poll's ended, we'll see if you guys want us to use the foam or not. And I'll get some stabilizers ready. Some cool design choices here on the PCB. I like the green trace lines. They're pretty cool. Hot swap as well. The green on black is really nice. I like visible traces. I always have done. It makes diagnosing issues so much easier when you can see where the traces go as well. Yeah, plate foam or no plate foam. That's the next thing to decide. Okay, so we've decided on a PCB and we've decided on a plate. Next thing to decide is whether you guys want to see a foam or not in there. Oh, my jumper keeps riding up on the back of the chair. It's routed really nicely. Yeah, it's a really nicely done PCB. I really like the routing on this is pretty cool. Look at that. Right, let me grab some stabilizers. Right. Okay. So. I think what we'll use today is we'll use some of these stabilizers because these are just nice and dark, and we're going to need backspace, ANSI enter, space. I think it's only got a 6.25 U space option on this PCB. Yeah, and right shift. So okay, 1, 2, 3. 4, and we need 3 wires, 1, 2, and 3, and insert. That's 1. That's 2. That's 3. Oh, but you know what we could do here? Actually, we could make the stabilizers match the plate, the PCB here. And the plate. Wait a second. Like, what we're going to do is going to do this. 1, 2, 3, and 4, and then we need to put some screws as well. I really should put screws in a different turf. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6, and 7, and 8. There we go, 8 screws. And then we're just going to need some little washers as well. 1, 2, 3, 4. 5, 6, 7, 8. I think that's 8. Cool. There we go. There we go. Okay, so time to get our stabilizers sorted. Before we do that though, I'm just going to bring out my little soldering mat. The reason why I'm bringing this out is because I don't want to get grease and lube all over my desk. So we're just going to bring this out while we're lubing, and we're going to lube on top of here. Here we go. So wires. Chat voted in the favor of foam. Thank you very much. Cool. So we will put the foam in. That's cool. Thank you guys. And now you see the stabilizers are going to match with the green and black. They're going to match the PCB. Who says we don't do things by purpose here? Okay. Right, okay, let's get these stabilizers put together. You could have used one of those building the Zoom. Yeah. Finally soldering Matt, I was crying on the inside when you soldered your previous desk. Well, the old desk was really easy to solder on because it just wiped clean at the end of the day. This one won't, so... You might have upside down. Yeah, I've got it upside down because I want these close to me when I'm doing stabilizers. Australian haptics. Yeah, these are in stock as well, guys. You can pick these up from the PT store right now, in stock, American Haptics soldering mats. And they're pretty good. I don't think it's underrated, I think it's a good joke. It's not underrated though. Okay, cool. Let's get these lubed up now. So remember guys, it's always easy to add more lube later on, so just go easy with your lube, you don't have to do too much. It's harder to take it away than it is to add it, so just bear that in mind. And these are Work Studio stabilizers, so the original ones, and they do require a little bit more lube than usual. Confirm they are excellent mats. The bigger the gob, the better the job. Not always in stabilizers, but for these particular ones, that's pretty true. Adam, I hope Bible study went well. Assuming you had it this week. I could have used one of those building the Zoom. I assume you mean the mats, not the because these are in stock, not the stabilizers. Okay, so just evening out the lube on the wires here, just making sure it looks pretty cool and even. Camera did not focus well on that then. Yeah, the mat, cool. They're in stock. We're actually having to sell them at a loss because no one was interested in them. They cost like 60 quid each to have them made because they're all handmade in America. I think they were $73 at cost, plus shipping, import duties, and VAT. And yeah, no one's actually bought them really, so they're now for sale, just to get rid of them. But they are really useful, so yeah, they're lovely. Thank you for Mr. Giver for finding the link there. I appreciate that. I can't remember how much we've got them up for, but basically we're at a loss. Unfortunately, some products just don't sell well, and this was one of them, which is part of the risk you take. It's one of those things that everyone said they wanted, and then when we actually offered it, very few people actually did. 50 including VAT, yeah, that's like. Yeah, retro lights moment. Yeah, sometimes this is the thing that happens with in-stock products. Like you guess what the market wants based off what the market tells you, and then it turns out that's not what they want at all, and you've wasted your money. And then people wonder why group buys are still a thing. Like because the market is so fractured in keyboards that people don't really know what they want. Or they know what they want and they know what price they want it at, but that's not a realistic price. Like I think if we could sell these at 10 quid each, we'd sell loads of them. Like we would sell, if these were priced the same as a desk mat, we'd sell loads of them. But we can't do that based on what we have at the moment. Like the way they're made, they're all handmade. one by one. So you want a Hebe pocket puller? Yeah, I'm working on it, don't worry. The unavailability and inaccessibility adds to the earning. It does, yeah. It does. In-stock products are a double-edged sword. Like, we've been striving to make as many products as possible for in-stock, and whilst that's good in some ways, I think it's built a reliance on people to think that group buys aren't needed anymore. But group buys are the only way we can tell as vendors what the market actually wants until we put it in stock, and what we should risk our funds in. And realistically, those are funds that are made off the back of our customers, right? So yeah, it's an interesting conundrum. Just lubing the slider rails and putting a small amount of lube just in the rear of the stabilizer as well. Again, we don't want to gum up the works here, we just want it to run nice and smoothly, so there's no need to put tons of lube on here. Just want to make it nice to use. It's always easier to add more lube later on as well if we don't get it quite right. So don't overlube them and then try and fix it afterwards. It's easy to underlube. I pretty much everything Hebe makes, but the shipping from Oz always puts me off. One day there'll be enough for me to justify the shipping. We stock most of the stuff that they do. If there's a demand for it, we'll stock it. Hebe does some pretty cool stuff. Are there other industries with similar models of group buys like keyboards? Yeah, car parts are one that's massive for like classic cars and stuff like that. Hi-Fis and stereo have things as well that work in the same kind of way. Pretty much any like kind of niche hobby will have similar sorts of things. Yeah. Where there's enough demand that people want it and it's worthwhile making, but there's not enough demand to make an industry out of it, that's where you tend to see group buys in the real world. I think like certain high-end clothing brands as well, there's a lot of pre-orders there. I mean, look at Kickstarter, right? Kickstarter's effectively a pre-order and group buy kind of function. PC cases too, yeah, as well. Okay, so we've lubed all of those stabilizers up. I just need to grab one little screwdriver to put these in. And I put them right over here. I don't know why I left my screwdrivers over there, but I did. New setup, that's the thing. Okay, so I'm just going to put the O-rings on the screws now. Something sensible. Yeah. Yeah. Sensible and J in the same sentence? Nah. I don't think I've ever done a sensible thing in my life. I always buy in stock or second hand, not gonna lie. Yeah. I understand why people do that, but like people keep complaining that group buys don't make MOQ, and it's like, well, if you don't buy in the group buy, it's not gonna make MOQ. Mod Musings, thank you so much for the 5 subs. I really appreciate that. Guys, if you haven't checked it out, Mod Musings has a group buy that's live with us right now for some pretty cool GMK keycaps. Go check those out on the website. Modern Materials. But thank you so much. I appreciate that. You are more than welcome, Mod Musings. Thank you very much for swinging by the stream. I appreciate it. Thank you for being here. For now, Adam, until you buy my Subaru. I really need to get that thing listed and put it up for sale. If you got a sub, don't forget to say thanks, chat, and link your Twitch in the Discord. Yeah, if you link your Twitch in Discord, you might find that you have access to some secret channels. Okay, cool. Right, let's get our stabilizers in the board, and then we can get rid of the soldering mat. So we're just going to pop the stabilizers into the PCB assembly first, and then screw them down. Tasty. Thank you, Wolfine, for the sub. Mr. Gim, thank you for the link to Modern Materials. Mods are asleep, clearly. Time to go and link your account. You'll finally get to see what the SPC is all about if you go join Discord and link your Discord and Twitch accounts together. I wish I was asleep. What are you yawning for? It's still early on. It's not about miles per gallon, it's about smiles per gallon. Is it an Octavia VRS, I think, or is it just an Octavia? I think I've seen it actually, but I can't remember. I do not want an MX-5. An MX-5 is not really a JDM car in my view. The stuff like the Datsuns I have, those are JDM. But I will be doing some stuff on the cars in the new year. The current plan is to restore the little green pickup truck and make it electric. So that's something I'm going to be starting in 2024 as a new project, and maybe we'll stream that as well. Although that will be from my home garage rather than from here at the workshop. No, MX-5 is not JDM unless you buy it from Japan, and then it's not an MX-5. Zoom down the main capping everything. DVLA isn't in the chat. Smiles per gallon. Yeah. Yes, Ossifer. Right. Okay. So we've got our stabilizers installed. We can now get rid of the mat. And you guys voted for plate foam, so we're going to put some plate foam in there. We're just going to lay this down. Hopefully, it's going to lay down nicely. There we go. And we're going to lay the plate on top. And then we're going to take our... Wait, what switches did you guys pick? Was it Gator on X's? Did I pick right? Or did you... No, you picked CJs, didn't you? I've thrown the CJs back in the box. I will get the right switches. There we go. Oh, they did vote for the Gags. I thought everyone voted for the Gator ones. Okay. I could have sworn you'd voted for the CJs. Right, okay, so what I'm going to do first is I'm just going to get a couple of switches into the plate and into the PCB so we can get the foam aligned where it should be. Now this is nice and simple. Remember guys, whilst we're streaming, if you want to ask me any question, we do like an AMA during the stream as well. So you can just ask any question, tag me with @JPrototypist, and ask your question about any topic at all, keyboard related or otherwise, and I will try to do my best to answer you as open and honestly as I can. You actually voted MX Blues? Sure. No one votes MX Blues. Revote? No need to revote. But get your questions in, guys. Anything at all, any topic that you'd like, and I will do my best to answer you as open and honestly as I can. Feel a bit cheeky asking again, but I didn't see an answer. What's the keyboard you're currently rocking or both not building? This is a TGR Koala with the Prototypist logo engaged on it. Engraved on it. We built it on stream last week, and it's hot pink on the bottom, and it's teal on top with GMK Analog Dreams. The build stream should be on YouTube, I think, if we've uploaded it. I'll check that later. So yeah. What's your favorite TGR and favorite 75%? Also, where in the world would you live if you had no responsibilities or financial worries? Whoa, okay. What's my favorite TGR? Probably my original JV one is probably my favorite. This comes a close second though, because this is a really cool prototype. Is kind of branded one. It was kind of custom made for me by the TGR guys and MaxF as well. So yeah, like, what's my favorite 75%? I'm not really a 75% user. I've probably used a 75% for all of 10 days in my life. I'd be hard pushed to pick a 75 that I really liked. One of the first keyboards that I built was a KBD 75, and I used that for a little bit, maybe a week, before I got some of the Group 5 boards in. I don't know, like, I did like the Tomo. That was a really good board. I do have a personal Tomo. It's pink, but it will be in my for sale section soon for my personal collection. The Allison was really cool as a 75% as well. I did enjoy working on that project. We need to list the extras of those, actually. They should be for sale soon. Maybe in the next couple of weeks. We'll see. So yeah. Where would I, in the world would I live if I had no responsibilities or financial obligations? Do you know what? I'm going to give the boring answer. Here in Yorkshire somewhere. Like, I love where I'm from, and I love this part of the world. I've travelled fairly extensively in my life. I've been to quite a lot of places. I've seen a lot of things, met a lot of people, and nowhere's quite like home, you know? This is where I think this is where I'm supposed to be, in this kind of area. I love it here. Maybe not in Bradford specifically, which is where we are now, but possibly North Yorkshire, somewhere like that. Not too far away. Somewhere within an hour's drive of my family, anyway. 70-75%, yeah, kind of a similar sort of thing. Nobody likes Millhouse moment? Sure. What new laxatives are you using? They seem to be working very well, judging by toilet breaks. I've only had to go for a week twice. It's because I've had too much coffee today. That's all it is. I've had like 4 or 5 cups of coffee when I usually only have 2. So, yeah. But not yet. Sad times. Okay, I'll double check and I'll get the bod up if it's not up yet. Yeah. Heard inklings of a Cycle 7 ISO tri-mode PCB. No, not tri-mode, but an ISO PCB is something we'll be working on soon. We can't do anything further on it until we actually get the Cycle 7 PCBs in, and then we can figure it out from there. But yeah, it won't be tri-mode. It'll just be solder PCB that fits in the Cycle 7 case. I don't think we've ever promised a tri-mode one. Sometimes I forget that Blackbrick was raised in East Germany. Or break down the wall. Yorkshire's fantastic. I miss being up there. Dude, I love it around here. Like, there's some great places to walk. Plenty of hiking trails, mountains. Easy access to Cumbria and the Lake District. Easy access to the Yorkshire Dales. Easy access to the North York Moors. There is literally nothing to not love about being in Yorkshire. Apart from the fact that you're in Yorkshire, someone's going to say. Probably Gary. But no, I do. Like, I've been all over the country a lot. I've been to every corner of the country. Yorkshire's just such a nice place. Springman and meme cut plate. Yeah, it's a pretty cool project. It's a pretty cool project. 70% with an XT column, so basically 75% with arrows. Yeah, it's a non-standard 75%. Let's go for that. You've got to be kidding me. I do like that. Jacky went ham with Cat. He did. Was one thing you found the hardest while running PT? How real do you want the answer to that? Anonymous Biker, just before I answer that, tell me how real you want the answer to be for that. How real do you want me to answer that? Yorkshire tea is overrated. I'm not a tea drinker, so I can't comment. The only time I ever have a cup of tea is when I'm not well, so it's rare, like once every couple of years, really. MX Blues now this. Is the answer us? Buckle up. Real? Okay. The hardest thing about running PT is keeping going, like keeping doing this. I'm going to stop this because this is going to be like a bit of real talk from there. Just getting up, keeping the company running, doing what we do, because 90% of the customer interactions we have that aren't in Discord, so emails, Instagram messages, comments, Discord server posts in other Discord servers, is negative. Like people don't appreciate how much work it is to just keep this place running, and they don't appreciate how much I've had to sacrifice to keep this place running, and people don't realize how much effort it takes just to come in on a daily basis and keep doing the stuff that we do. It is not easy, it's hard, it's mentally draining, and sometimes it just feels overwhelming. And like anybody, most people have days when they don't want to get up and go to work. I get that, 100% I do. But when 90% of the interactions you see are people saying, you haven't shipped this yet, why have you not shipped it? Or with sentiments like, clearly you don't want to ship my stuff because you've had the products in the workshop for a week. Like, the last thing I want to do is have a product here in the workshop. I want it gone as soon as it gets here. Like, I want it out the same day if we can do it, because then it's not my responsibility anymore. It's the customer's responsibility, and we've delivered on it. I just don't think... The hardest thing is just putting up with that negativity. Like, people, when we first started saying, the workshop isn't real. Why would I fake something like that? You know, the people used to say, oh, Jay borrows that Datsun, he doesn't own it. Sentiments like that and the negativity when we first started up was so hard to overcome. Like, to just keep coming in and doing this day to day, it wasn't easy. People, like, so much was just negativity and people saying, why are you doing this? It's not fair that you're profiting. Like for the first 2.5 years, I didn't take a salary from prototypes. I got paid nothing for doing what I do. And as soon as I started to talk about taking a salary, like, a load of the feedback that I got was, you should do it for the love of the hobby. Why do you need to earn money from this? You shouldn't make a living out of this. This is not for you to make a living from. This is something for the keyboard hobby to, you should do this because you love the hobby, that kind of sentiment. So as soon as I started taking a salary, and I literally pay myself £12,000 a year, not even that, £11,533 a year. That is all I earn. Literally every penny of my income for a whole year, £11,533, which is like 900 and some pounds a month. I don't earn any more than that. I don't take any dividends. I don't have any other income, and yet still people complain about it. So the hardest thing for me for running this business is that negativity kind of all bundled up and focused on just me, because then I've got to defend my staff. People say, why are you paying staff to do this job? It should be dead easy, just ship the products. Like, clearly we need staff to do that, but they then don't want us to spend money on it, and it's like, that has a cost to it, and staff should be paid fairly and well for their time. And I'm a member of staff as well. Like, I do work, and I'm here for 100 hours a week on average. So, like, my average hourly income is like £1.50 an hour or something. Like, I earn absolutely nothing. And yet still people tell me I take too much out of this. So the hardest thing is to keep going through that negativity and keep pushing on, knowing that ultimately there are people out there that appreciate it. Like you guys watching. And don't get me wrong, like, the Discord's great because there's people in there that I call personal friends, and I love and I care about and I cherish. And I will still keep in touch with them no matter what, even in 30 years' time when no one uses a keyboard anymore. But the hardest thing is just to sometimes just keep going and to ignore that negative chat about how people feel. I should do this for the love of the hobby. I shouldn't pay my staff. Staff don't really deserve to earn anything in this. The business should be not profit, but not for my benefit. It should be for the community's benefit. And we try and do as much as we can for the community. Like literally, we drop our prices to stupid amounts. Like, my accountant goes nuts sometimes because he sees that we've dropped the prices on stuff, and he's like, why the hell have you done that? Things were selling just fine. You didn't need to do that. It's like, well, I've done that because the community deserves that. Or we take on projects that we shouldn't do. Like, we should not have tried to fix Oceanographer We should have, as soon as Taylor abandoned that project, we should have literally cancelled it and refunded the UK customers, and then left the US customers to the whims of Taylor. Like, that is what we should have done. But no, we didn't. What I did was stupidly put my hand up and say, I'll fund everything, which is detrimental to a business. And like I had no rational reason. Everything in logic tells us that we shouldn't have done that, but we do that for the community. And then we get people saying, oh, why is it taking another year to ship the project? It's like, because the capital to do the project wasn't available, and I had to take a little bit and scrimp a little bit and scrape a little bit off all of these other projects to get this project done for everyone around the world. Not just the people who ordered through us, but the people who ordered through Taylor before he canned his company. And then we've done the same with stuff from Mex & Co. We've done the same from stuff, from Project Keyboard. We've tried to help out in terms of other projects. And then people say, oh, but now Argyle's suffering. Why is Argyle taking 2 years to ship? And it's like, because we only have limited resource. And we've tried to do other things that benefit the community, and that specific thing has delayed that project. But then you get nothing but negativity, and we can't deliver everything at the pace everyone expects. Unfortunately, it's just not possible. And even if we had 30 members of staff, we couldn't keep up with the pace that everyone expects us to. But yet still, we never slip past our 3-day in-stock SLA. We ship everything out that's in stock within 3 working days, consistently. We ship out almost every group buy. Every single group buy that we've ever run that has delivered, the average amount of time it's been from when we received it here to when it's shipped out is 4 days. Just under 4 days. It's like 3.8 days or something now. And that includes non-working days like Thursdays and weekends. And it also includes projects that have been here for a while. We've had the Argyle boards in hand for nearly 6 months now. It includes those as well, because we turn around so many on day one. And then to just get that negative commentary in the background, it's so hard. And people saying, oh, well, look at this company, they've gone under. It's like, yeah, great, what do you want me to do? And then there is an expectation that we will try and fix everything for these other companies, and it's just not possible. It's difficult. Anyway, I asked you how real. You kind of opened the floodgates on that one. I'll try and catch up with chat, and then we'll carry on with the build. I'm assuming no, but any chance the JO2 ships before PT's Christmas break? There's a slim chance, Snicket. Slim chance. I can't guarantee it. I hope we get some out. But we are going to do the SPC meetup for JO2s in the new year as well, 20th of January. So if you're interested in that, please reach out to Blackbrook. He's arranging it. Would you consider making one channel for support, like purely email or a chat function on the site? We had a chat function on the site. We had to turn it off because people were getting angsty that I wasn't responding immediately. It was only me to run it. I didn't want to put the staff to do that as well on their current duties. So we were getting like messages on it, and it came up with an automated response saying, we're now closed, please reach out during business hours, and people would start swearing at it because we were doing it. Thank you, Anonymous, for the 5 gift subs. I thoroughly appreciate it. So we turned that chat function off. We do only do technical support via email, and that all comes through me. Every single one of them comes through me. Sometimes I get Mel to ship something, or I get Sharon to chase something up with the supplier, but it all comes through me first because that's the only way we can function. The support channel in the Discord is difficult because of data protection laws here in the UK. We can't actually offer true support through Discord because we can't tell that JoeBlogs99 is actually Jason Manford from down the street. Like we can't link those two together without asking for paperwork and proof of identity and things. So it's just easier to not. So yeah, that's the difficult part about it. Shipment not due until at least Monday, 18th, probably not. Yeah, like it could come sooner than that. It depends on how customs come through quickly. Anytime someone says that, just reply with a picture of the Suez Canal container ship. It is difficult. Never had a bad experience with my orders. People are so entitled. Like, look, like being completely open. 99.9% of our orders for in-stock products are shipped within the 3 working days timeline that we say they will do. There is the occasional one where we can't find something, or someone tweaks an order, the customer wants to tweak an order before we ship it, that goes out of it. But 99.9% of orders ship out within those 3 working days every time. It's so rare we've missed that, and I will work silly hours to make sure we keep that SLA. Like there's been days where I've worked 18 hours a day, 7 days a week, just to make sure we meet that SLA. In terms of group buys, as I say, we're at something like 3.8 days on average that a product is sat here before we ship it out. Other vendors take months, and it's fine for other vendors, but not for us apparently. It's different rules for us. So yeah, you shouldn't have to deal with those sorts of customer interactions, at least not all of them. unfortunately we do. Like, it's just the way it is. It's just the way it is. And people seem to have different expectations of me and my business than other businesses sometimes. And for whatever reason that is, that's just the way it is. And that's what I've got to accept. And that's why I find it hard. Love of the hobby doesn't keep a roof over your head. It doesn't, but, well, it does. It's my only income, so it's the only thing that keeps a roof over my head. So yeah. PT has always been amazing with orders. Nothing but love from me. Thank you. I appreciate that. No point in being the nicest person in the doll queue. That's true. That's true. The other thing as well that I find is that people like you until you make a decision that doesn't gel with them. So I've lost some friendships in this hobby, and it absolutely kills me that I've lost these friendships. And I've lost those friendships because I've had to make a decision between how it affects that person and how it affects the business. And I've chosen the side that does the benefit for the business, which is ultimately a benefit for the community. Maybe or maybe not a benefit for me. That was irrelevant whether it is or not. And then those people have decided that they just want to cut ties with me and don't want to speak to me anymore because they disagree with that decision. But it would have been detrimental to prototypers to change that decision in another way. And people can't kind of see that, so it is what it is. Jay, you'd be arrested for paying yourself below minimum wage for those hours. As a director, I can pay myself whatever I want. There is no law for me, unfortunately. So yeah, lack of understanding how business works. People don't realize how business works. Like, people see like companies failing in keyboards and they say, oh, it's exit scam, exit scam, exit scam. Winding down a business is harder than starting a business. And most small businesses fail within the first 3 years. The fact that PT has been here for 4 years is already kind of like bucking the trend, because most small businesses fail within that time. So the fact that we haven't is kind of testament to how hard we work to try and keep ourselves going, and how we understand the markets and the decisions that we make and take to kind of protect the company. So it is difficult. Argyle, oh god. Yeah, Tim and Josh, Oceanographer and Argyle. Thank you guys, because you guys have both been big helps with both of those projects. I find it enough of a struggle with the negativity from customers of the venues who supply it works. It seems they're quick to anger and largely very thoughtless people, but then you get those moments where someone truly appreciates what you've done, and that makes a huge difference. It does. And I've spoken about negative stuff there. There is absolutely some interactions in the community that make me want to get up and do things every day. There are people in the Discord server who will just post something and they'll be so happy with the keyboard they bought, and that 100% makes my day. 100% makes it. So, yeah. Yeah, like Rob, you say it's a crazy take and deserve to be paid more than what I do at PT. I will never get back the investment that I've made in this company. I've had to accept over the past year that the money I've invested in this company from my personal savings, my life savings, I will never get back out of the company. I've had to come to terms with that. So yeah. Yeah, that's US what made it difficult. That's what makes it difficult. That's what makes it difficult. And then that's before we even get to the kind of things where people like try and put like an or between mine and Mel's like working relationship and stuff like that, like where people ask, you know, questions that they shouldn't be asking to try and infiltrate that kind of stuff and all those other types of things, you know, and affect different relationships. It's so difficult sometimes. And part of the issue is that we are so open. The fact that I share so much on Instagram, streaming, Discord, I think a lot of that generates the negativity because people see it and they think, oh, look at them doing so well. They must be milking the community. And it's really not the case at all. Like, it really isn't. So, thank you, Blind Disobedience, for the positive comments. I do appreciate it. Mr. Gimp, same as well. Anonymous Gifter as well. Thank you again for all the points there, for all the subs as well. I really appreciate those too. Sometimes you time to move on and open that coffee shop. I feel for you. Like one of these things. I'm responding to what the negative side is here. Someone asked me what the hardest thing was. That's the hardest thing. I don't want to like dwell on it and make you guys think that I struggle to come in every day. I don't. Like 99 times out of 100, I love what I do. You know. You ask me on any given hour, I'm probably going to tell you I'm really enjoying what I'm doing, unless it's spreadsheet work because I hate that. But that is the hardest thing. Sometimes there are days when I'll just look at messages that have come in over a weekend on a Monday morning. I'll think, what am I doing with my life? Why am I doing this? Why am I taking this punishment? But yeah, one day I will have a coffee shop. But keyboards are going to understand, as I understand them, they're going to be around for a good while yet. So we're here to stay. Yeah, the issue there, Gouty, is that to do that we'd have to employ more staff. Like to have someone who manages all of those things, we would have to employ more staff. That would mean that we would have to have more income. That would mean that we'd have to increase prices, or I would have to reduce costs. The only way to reduce costs for how PT operates right now would be to cut my salary out. So the only way that I can employ someone to manage those messages is to not pay myself, or to change someone else's duties here at PT. And given what everyone else does, I'd really rather not do that, because I don't think that they should be doing it. Yeah. We'll find. Yeah, so one of the things I do want to do is like a series of workshops at the coffee shop I discovered today, where people can come along and I can teach them how to build keyboards and stuff like that. It'll be interesting. Which color Kahaku did you go for? Personally, I went for a lilac one. I'm pretty cool looking for that. Is your Tomo an SE? Yeah, I did have a Tomo Friends and Family one that I sold. Shouty owns that now, which was the polycarbonate one with the stainless steel. The one I have now is pink. I probably will sell it at some point. Exit scammers reach the same word level as all the buzzwords in keyboard ICs. Yeah, sorry, I didn't explain this properly earlier on, but everyone just counts someone closing a business as a exit scam. Sometimes it is, sometimes it isn't. Exit scam tends to suggest that they are running away with money. Sometimes they have no money and they're not running away with money. They've just made bad business decisions that have led to the downfall of the company. That's not necessarily, like Caps Unlocked is an example of this. That's not a business. That's not an exit scam. That's just a business failing. And businesses fail constantly. That's just part of life. That's part of what it is to be a business, is to learn how to fail. Exit scam are those ones whereby they've taken customers' money and taken that money and run away with it and not done anything with it. So an example of that would be Moon TKL with Okinokiyama. They took the money, they didn't pay the manufacturers, and they ran with it. So yeah, it's difficult, but like scam tends to suggest someone's profited, and if no one's profited, then it's not really a scam. And I don't class people paying themselves a salary or buying a company card because the company needs a vehicle as necessarily a scam. Those are traditional things that almost all businesses would need to do: pay the staff, pay the warehouse, pay the rents, pay the rates, pay for vehicles and shipping and postage, and all of that kind of stuff is what normal businesses would do. If you had a job at, say, a bank like I used to do, and they gave you a company car, you know, why is that any different for, you know, any other company? Like, we don't have a company car here at PT. They're all my vehicles or the staff's vehicles, but it's the same sort of thing. So yeah, so it is just one of those things. One day ChatGPT will step up. ChatGPT is actually a really useful tool. I use it for a lot of stuff, not just like PT stuff, but just in general. I use it for a ton of things. This switch does not want to go in. It's been a godsend in certain things that I can't talk about for legal reasons with Rama. Right. Taking 90 millions in dividends a year before bankruptcy is a scam. Yeah, I mean, that would be potentially an exit scam. Potentially. So yeah, I get that. As always, thanks for your candor. Yeah, it's just people seem to have this expectation that because PT has revenue of millions, that we have tons of capital spare, and we just really don't. Like the wage bill is already, you know, large. If I didn't have to pay 1,500 quid a month for an accountant, which I do, maybe we could have another member of staff. But yeah, like it's difficult. It really is difficult. And the other thing as well is that with support emails, like some days we might get 20, and other days we might get 2. And then some weekends we might get 50 over the weekend, and other weekends we might get 10 over the weekend. So it's not like it's a consistent enough thing to give it someone as a full-time job. But then again, you can't do it part-time because they need to be responded to quickly. So it's a really difficult thing to manage as well. So yeah, it's interesting. People don't understand what revenue is. Yeah. Seems a bit gloomy this year. 'Tis the season. Yeah, sorry, I don't mean to be gloomy. Like, it is what it is. Yeah, someone who needs to ask me like a good question. Like, I've had such a good day, and then like now we've been asked 30 quid. Oh, I've missed the key. I've missed the switch. Like, I've missed the switch here. I don't mean to be gloomy. Like, I'm trying to be happy about it, but people don't understand what revenue is. I think people don't understand what cash flow is. cash flow is what kills most small businesses, and because it's really hard to manage, and it's almost impossible to manage for some businesses and some business models. So yeah, money into a business does not equal profits in any way. I think a lot of people don't realize that. Yeah, like, and the difference between gross profit and net profit is massive as well, or it can be. And people think that if you have 50% gross profit, you must be doing really well on a net profit. But by the time you pay for staff and taxes and everything else, that might be tiny. Designer royalties and all those other things. So yeah. Could you not hire an apprentice via a government scheme? So we did look at this, and theoretically we could, but I would not feel comfortable paying someone £6 an hour to do a job. Like, that just does not feel like it's good value for me or good value for them. I am fully supportive of apprenticeships. I think they're great, but I think the pay for them is terrible, and it should be way better. I don't think that anyone should earn minimum wage. I think everyone should earn more than minimum wage, and I strive to make sure that my staff are paid handsomely for what they do. They're paid in line with industry standard for other areas, if not more, because I think it's they earn their money. They earn what they do, and I would rather they earn, better than what I earn. And I mean, they do. I'm by far the lowest paid member of staff. I do the most hours, but my pay slip is always the smallest at the end of each month. And I'm not saying that's kind of like make people feel bad or whatever, but I think people should be paid what they're worth. And I don't think someone who was sitting here day in, day out and responding to customer emails where they can be so negative and so angry for no reason deserves to earn £6 on an hour. I think that's just unfair. It'd just be unfair. Jay's accountant engineer Jay meeting Kelly so she can investigate the black hole at the PT that is taking all the profits. Yeah, no, there is no profits here. Like, the profit margin that we make at PT it's tiny comparatively. Like, it's 10% on average, if that, which when you look at it is not a huge amount of money. And that's like gross as well. Now, you didn't upset me asking the question on a Spiker. I love to be open and honest with you guys, and it's rare that I'm that blunt about things. Normally I'll just say, oh, it's just difficult dealing with people, but like, that's why I asked you how really you wanted me to be. So yeah, it is what it is. What's the minimum in the UK? I think it's about to go up to £11.44 or something like that. Or is it £10.44 an hour, something like that, in April, which is really good. It should be going up to that. I can tell you no one at PT earns anywhere near that. It's all quite significantly above that. So, but I'm not going to say how much people earn. Are we all good now with the Noxus stuff on your end with being linked to it incorrectly? As far as I know, yes. I've not heard anything from the authorities on that for a couple of weeks now. I can't tell you what's happening with Noxry or with Anthony. As far as I know, he's not going to get any punishment for what he's done. But I can't say that that's going to change. £3.85 an hour. That's more than my first salary. My first salary at Pizza Hut when I was 16 in 2020 was something like $3.15 an hour or something like that. Yeah. Yeah. Right. Okay. So back to the stream, back to the build. Sorry to digress, everyone, on this one today. Right, okay, so we've got the plate and PCB assembly here. We're using the FR4 plate. It's a bit of a mean flex plate. We've got the foams in there as well. Everything's aligned nicely. It looks like all of the switches have gone in well. I'm just going to do a quick scan. There's one here that may not work, but that's because the PCB was damaged. I didn't show you this before, but the PCB was damaged here on this socket. So that may or may not work. We'll see. If it doesn't, we can probably fix it. Everything else looks okay. In fact, I'm just going to try and... Yeah, that looks like it's going to be okay. I don't see any other issues. Yeah, I think we're going to be fine. Cool. Okay, so now we've done that, it's time to put the plate and the PCB assembly in the case. So let's grab the case over. I dropped a bit too quick. Okay, so next up what we need to do is we need to get the little tabs here. And these are going to sit in the case. So these are little kind of, let's see if I show you. These are like little stops that are going to sit on the springs. And as far as I understand it, they're going to just click into the plate like so. So I'm just going to mount in these little tabs, just like that. And they're going to sit on top of the springs. This particular board will be going back to the manufacturer. I believe that Jacky wants this back. So I suspect that's what's going. What's the best Wi-Fi name you've ever seen? Oh, I don't know. I've seen some really cool ones. I don't know. I have seen some cool ones in the past, and right now my mind's gone blank and I can't think of any. I do like it when people use quite fun puns for Wi-Fi names. I'm just really boring. We have like just a basic one at home. But yeah, I do quite like them. Here at the workshop, it's just like whatever BT gave us when they first gave us Wi-Fi. Yeah, I do quite like them, and they're fun. Feeling the new set. Thanks, man. Thanks. It's going to change a little bit over the next couple of weeks as we fix it up, but yeah. That sounded like it weighs a ton. It does. Oh, come on. This one just does not want to go in. There we go. There we go. Okay, cool. So next job is to connect the JST cable. Just like, not like that. Just like so. Come on. Do you know, I do a million of these a week, and then as soon as I need to do it on stream, I always find it difficult. There we go. And then what we're going to do is we're going to make sure that cable sits in its channel, and then we're just going to drop the PCB and plate assembly on top of the springs and just make sure they're all lined up correctly. So what we're doing here is we're just laying those little mounts into the springs so that it's going to compress. And we're just going to make sure that they're all lined up nicely, ready for the top case to go on. There we go. Put the top case on. There we go. We can put those to one side. And then it's time to take the screws and screw down the case. I've seen GHQ monitoring station. There is one on our street actually. I'd forgotten about it until you mentioned that. And it's, I can't remember exactly what it is, but it's basically something about TV licensing. Wink Puffin. What a great name. Oh, what have I done? I've just dropped that. I need some tweezers. Where are tweezers? Come here, screw. Now this is the only issue with kind of like deep seat screws like this. Sometimes they're difficult to get to. There we go. Like springy gaskets. Yeah, it's literally sat on springs. Land Down Under. That's quite cool. Land Before Time. I've seen Land Before Time actually. Now you mentioned it. That was actually at a hotel I stayed at once. That was in Edinburgh. That was the name of the Wi-Fi for. What was the name of the hotel now? I think it was the Best Western Hotel that's just up the road from Everest Nepalese food place. Yeah. Did we finish that Lego build? When's the next Lego stream? Dunno, man. Dunno. I haven't built any Lego for a couple of years now. The Pico Molex connectors are pretty cool. We've tested them out on something here at PT. They're pretty cool. I like them. We call that Wi-Fi Wallace. Nice. Okay, and that's the board all assembled. There we go. It's looking pretty swish. I like how we've got the stabilizers to match the case and the plate. It looks pretty cool, and the PCB as well. It's now time to get this plugged in and see if it works. So let's load up switch hitter. There we go. Steal this USB-C cable. Let's see if we've got anything that works. Okay, top row is all working. Just check this column. Well, they both do the same function, but both keys work. Check the arrows. Arrows are all working. Check the tab row. All working just fine. Caps lock as well. Oh, we've got one key that doesn't work here. It could be a bent pin. We'll check that out in a second. Okay, all working there. I think this is an FN key. Yeah, so that's a function key, so that's all working. So which key doesn't work? It was this one here. Let's pop that out and see if we can fix this one on the fly. It looks like the switch isn't sat in properly, so I suspect this is a bent pin. Interesting. So it's not a bent pin, and that doesn't work. So that socket might just need a quick reflow or something. We'll check that out later on. The I think I'm fine with that. We can fix that one key after the stream. The spring mount's kind of interesting. Let's show you guys the spring mount up close. So look at how much movement there is here. The spring mount's pretty cool. This is what gasket mount should have been. Not gasket mount. Maglev mount should have done. This is actually pretty cool. I like this a lot. It does grind a little bit where it bounces up and down. I think it is the broken socket, yeah. Because it only flexes where the plate's being pressed as well, especially with the meme flex cuts. But like, there's a ton of movement here. Look at that. Can you see how much that moves? RIP maglev board. Yeah, it's never gonna happen. Like, there's a ton of movement there. Like, it's so hard to show you guys this. Can you see that movement? Pretty happy with this. It's pretty cool. Right, okay, next job, guys, is you need to pick some keycaps for this. So in terms of that, I do have some choices, and our lovely mod Blackbrook is gonna help you pick those keycaps. So in terms of the choices, I have a few for you. Let me just grab these. What do we have first? We have GMK Cafe. I don't have any cat-themed caps in my possession. We have a GMK Patisserie, if you want to see some pink on white. We have a GMK Fleuriste, because we've still not used it yet, and it's quite cool set. Or we have, if you want to go for the safe, we have the beige GMK Classic Retro Arabic. Those are the 4 choices today. There will be a poll up in a second, so you can pick which keycaps you'd like to see on the stream. But those are the choices today, which is pretty cool. Some good choices out there, some good solid choices. Patisserie's goated. Cafe R2 when? I believe it's happening. I did speak to Langlandia a little while ago. There you go. Keycaps, por favor. Get your votes in, guys. Let me know what you want to see. I've dropped my vote in. Wait, no, I haven't, because it keeps missing the button. There we go. Now I've dropped my vote in. Let's see what you guys vote for. Unfortunately, I don't have any cat-themed keycaps in my personal collection. So the ones we have on the website are in group buy right now. And also, I'm not at home, I'm at work. This is the workshop office. This is where I work from, same desk. Wasn't Beige Arabic one of my all-time favorites? It is. I love the set, it's great, and it's very safe and it works on everything. Discounts only for in-stock keycaps, not for group buy ones. Arrogant Cat, yeah. The Arrogant Cat set's pretty cool. It is pretty cool. It doesn't generally meet my aesthetic, but it is pretty cool. Okay. Why am I getting tagged on Discord? So many people are tagging me on Discord right now. I'm getting tagged on Discord all over the place. I don't know. Like, people tagging me and I can't reply until after. I'll reply to that later on. Now tagging me here. Thanks, Blackbrick, thanks. Pound Simple and Base Kit sold. Yeah. It's not, no, the Arrogant Cat set is not in stock. It's group buy only at the minute. So Retro Outbreak is winning. Don't just vote for it because it's my favourite set. Vote for something that's cool on the board. I went for Fleur East because I haven't seen it on a board yet. So go for something cool. Streamerlance doesn't do in-context suggestions. Not at the moment, it doesn't, no. Yeah, don't forget, guys, you can get 3 for 2 on any in-stock keycap set at the moment. You can use the code that was... I forgot what the code was. What was the code? Let me check. Strimmer Keys, STRIMMERKEYS will get you 3 for 2 on any in-stock keycap set. So buy 3 keycap sets, get the cheapest one for free. That works on all kits, all keycap sets, space kits, child kits, Nordic kits, whatever you need, spacebar kits. Cheapest one's going to be free. So definitely pick those up. Only on in-stock key sets. The link's in chat from Robert Mikey, so go check that out. Prototypist.net. Someone's spending so many points on beige. Don't know why. You thought it was a one-time only thing? Wait, you thought what was a one-time only thing? Are you expecting any new switches in the time soon? Thinking of buying some more, but wait, mate, until you do, if you're doing the curating thing. Yeah, so the curating thing I talked about a couple of weeks ago, that's what's going to happen in the new year. I don't have any more recommendations or things to talk about on switches until I get that sorted out. Fleur East did win, so we're going to put Fleur East on the board today. Well done, guys, for picking a good set. Oh, the keycap offer? It's different every week. Let's zoom this this top mount in a little bit. This is a little bit different to usual because the setup's so different. Let's zoom in just a touch, and you guys can see a little bit clearer as we put the keycaps on the board. All kits work. All you did. You can pick and choose pretty much anything on the website. Right. Okay. Let's not use the accent spacebars because the accent spacebars tend to look terrible. Let's just go for the standard beige spacebar. Oh man, look how much that flex. Like, you probably can't... Can you see that on the camera, how much that's flexing? It's kind of crazy. We could go for a cool enter key, though, that matches the theme. Okay, split space bars as well. There is so much flex in this. Like, just putting a keycap on... That's kind of crazy. Oh, he's just... If you watch here, you can see the screw popping out. It's kind of crazy. Might need that key on this side. We don't need that, we don't need that, we don't need that. Don't need that, don't need that, don't need that, don't need that. Don't need that. Tab we do need. I'm going to keep the mods that we could potentially use over at that side over here. Arrow keys, we definitely need those. You voted with your heart, that's all that matters. It is. Ooh, black mount. Yeah. Do you want? Let's go for print screen at the top, then page up, page down, and then FN. And I'm going to use that novelty for FN. That will not be the right key for that, will it? Is it the right key? Yeah, that's the right profile. And that's the key that doesn't work. We have to remember that. How thick is this PCB? I believe it is a 1.2mm PCB, but I have not checked that. But I believe that's what it is off the top of my head. Let's go for the nice green escape because that looks great. Bouncy Castle mount. It really is bouncy. Squishy cat board. Damn, that's flex. It is so flexible as this build, guys. It is ridiculously flexy. Like, it's almost hard to get the keycaps on because the board's flexing too much. TYUIO. Is it going to be 1.25 yet? Profile. Don't need spare B. We do need that alt though. We need stepped caps because stepped caps is best. Oh, maybe we should use the purple arrows actually. Let's have a think about that. Let's have a think about it. Or maybe I could make people uncomfortable with the arrows again. Pattern Lush 2. Patisserie was the choice here. Patisserie is a great set, but you know, I'm going to make the decision. We're not going to use those. But I do like Fleuries as well. Like, they're both great sets. Neither would have been a bad choice for this build. Please post pics in the Discord. Yeah, I tend not to post pics in the Discord because I don't like to influence people too much. That really shouldn't be what I'm doing. Fleurs just a little something that pleases you. Yeah, I get that. I really like Fleuries. It's really nice. Either green arrows, maybe 2 purple, 2 green. Ooh, there's not green arrows. Oh, there is green arrows. Do you mean like 2 green like that, 2 purple like that? I don't know. We could do the... Do you know what? I think the green arrows are going to work better anyway. Just looking at them like this, I think the green arrows are going to work better. I think we put the other green arrow away though already. We haven't. Oh, perfect. Yeah, we'll switch out to the green arrows. Is that the right key? No. That's why. There we go. That's the right key. And that's the right key. I haven't found the correct page up yet. I'm going to need to try and find it. Why have I not found the right page? I must have put it away without realizing. What an idiot. Okay, let's get these arrows changed over. Are the green arrows? Yes, we're going to put the green arrows on. How do I choose my your short list of 4 keycap sets for a board, given the mountains of keycaps you have? I just walk past them and literally just go, what's potentially going to go on the board today? If I know what colour the board is, it makes it a little bit easier. Sometimes I don't know what colour the board is until I open it up live on stream. So for those ones, I really don't know, and it's difficult to pick something. But for the vast majority, I kind of know before I'm building the board what's kind of going to look reasonable. So I just pick things that are kind of in that wheelhouse. If we all like the same things, the world would be a very boring place, guys. So it's perfectly fine for us to all like different things. Right, okay, so I missed the correct page up there because I'm an idiot. So let's try and figure out the correct page up. So we can get rid of anything that's white. Sorry, it's more than one U or beige, or pink or green, and then let's try and figure out what it is we actually need for that slot there. I think this looks pretty cool. It's pretty good. 3 keycaps right now. Okay. That's the wrong profile still, but it's close. Do they just not have one in the right profile for that row? Or have I just been completely and utterly oblivious to it? They just don't have the right one for that row. Okay. How bizarre. There should be a... Oh, it's there. I've just been blind. It does exist, guys. I've just been blind. All fixed now. The colours are so nice. Mean place is not great if you want to remove the keycaps only. No, it's true. Have you ever had any keycaps stem cracked, mainly spacebar? Yeah, I have in the past. Not from using most stuff. It was from the old box switches that used to damage keycaps. That's what it's from. But here is the Cat65, guys, with GMK Fleur East. I think that looks pretty smart, don't you? It's a good looking board. I do love this hip on the sides. It's pretty cool. And then of course we can't forget good old shiny cat on the base. And a ton of fingerprints. Pretty happy with how this has come out. Did you find any spray keycap switches or springs removed in the office? Yeah, it happens a lot. Like, a lot. Switches particularly, like individual switches, we have so many here at the workshop. We've had millions of them over the time, so we find them out all over the place. Oh, it looks like I missed Moons of Empire sub. Moons, thank you so much for being here, dude. I apologize I missed that. I hope you're doing well too. I know you just finished moving house and everything, so I hope you're doing well, man. Thank you so much for that. And my apologies for missing your sub. I do apologize. I'm sorry. Yeah, this looks pretty cool. You like the mod colors? The mod colors are white with purple legends. They're pretty cool. It's a good looking keyboard, gotta admit. I do like it. Should we see how it sounds? These are lube switches as well, so it should sound pretty reasonable. Let's pause the music and see how it sounds. Scrabble piece vibes? Yeah. Let's see if we can get the mic relatively close to the keyboard for this. So that sounds pretty damn good. I think there is a little bit of a hollow sound there, as someone commented, and the reason for that is because there needs to be so much room for the board to maneuver inside. Because of the spring mount, like there's just so much space under the PCB and plate. Look how much that moves. Like it moves a huge amount. I think the foam inside needs to be a little bit thicker personally, but this is a pretty cool board. It sounds pretty good. Like it sounds really good. There's a tiny bit of a hollow echo, but nothing that couldn't be fixed with a tiny bit of foam. It's a lovely clacky board, and again we've used Gator on X's, which are a clacky switch anyway, so How does it feel in use? It's a little bit bouncy for me, but that's because I prefer a stiffer typing experience. But like with a stiffer spring in there, I think that'd be okay. It's very unique and very different. If you like a soft typing feel, you're gonna like this board. Like this is like it's just super soft. It's hard to get the switches, the keycaps on the switches because of how soft it is. But that's just there's just a ton of flex in this. Look at that. Look how like the spacebar's fully pressed. Look how much I can get it flush with the case. That's kind of crazy. Bounce and flex, a bit of both. It's kind of like 50-50 on the bounce and flex. Like it's hard to show you on stream. Like I can't get the board rigid enough in this upright position, but like that's kind of typing pressure. So there's a bit of bounce and flex. It's kind of crazy. Just a specific sound signature. Yeah, it just sound. This is what this board's going to sound like, right? This is just how it's going to sound. It is surprisingly loud, but again, there's place and sound for the. There's space for the sound to develop inside the board. It's kind of interesting. I'm pretty happy with this. Like, I hope I don't have to send this back because I really like the board. I think it's cute. I think it's funky. I think it looks great. I love the curved design. Like, that's just something we don't see often enough. And we don't see stuff like this often enough either. That hip is pretty cool. There was a time when it was really expensive to mill curves into keyboards. Like when we did the Andromeda a few years ago. Or we didn't do it, PT, but when the community did Andromeda, AIO3, that was kind of like one of those things. Danabix, thank you so much for the gift to Cesora. Thank you so much for that, dude. Lost in transit. It's pretty cool. The badge on the bag just makes it as well. If you like cats, you kind of have to buy one, I think. Look how flush it fits together. It's just a really nice seamless design. Screwless, seamless. It's just pretty cool, right?
Tasty, tasty.
Lamp KB, thank you so much for the raid, guys. We're just about to finish up here as well. We've just built a Cat65 with GMK Fleuriste. It looks pretty cool. I'm pretty happy with that. Yeah, remember to link your Twitch and Discord now you've got the sub, and you can find out what the SPC is all about. So yeah, screwless and seamless equals screamless. I like that. Let's call it screamless. Can't afford it at the moment. Dude, it's such a cool board. It's so nice. The alphas on that set look really nice. Lamp, yeah, this is GMK Fleuriste, so it's kind of like a yellowed. It's almost like the original Carbon alphas that it looks like, with green legends on. It's pretty cool. Like you can kind of tell they're green in the light here. But yeah, Stream Elements takes the L. Nice. Yeah. Yeah, you can get 3 for 2 on in-stock keycap sets at prototypist.net, guys, as well, until the end of the stream. So yeah, the deal finishes at the end of the stream. Using the code StreamerKeys, you can get 3 for 2 on any in-stock keycap sets. So there we go. That's pretty cool. Should we play some marbles just for fun? Does anyone like fancy a game of marbles to round out the stream just for fun? If you do, let me know. I'll load up Twitch. I need to see at least 3 people say play marbles, and we'll sorry, Steam, not Twitch. Why did I say that? Yes, why now? Cheeky marbs. A cheeky marb sesh. Yeah, let me get marbles loaded up and we'll play marbles just for fun. Sounds marvelous. It's just for fun though, guys. It's not for a prize this week. We'll play marbles. I'm pretty happy with this though. Cat65 came out really good. Jacky Studios have nailed it with this one, I think. The spring mount system is just super cool. Like the amount of flex that you get in that, it's just obscene. Like that's just crazy. It's just crazy. Okay, I'm going to put that to one side because we're going to need actual control of the keyboard here. Let's get marbles loaded. Oh, it's got to update. It might be a minute, guys. The cat is so pretty. Yeah, cool to see the wildcat on it. Yeah, it's a shame wildcats haven't been around for a while, but the cat is so cool on the back. We did get a couple of badges with this particular prototype, so we've also got this one as well, which is pretty cool. So cute. The prize is knowing you won. It always is. That always was the prize. Do I stream in my office space? Yeah, so this is the prototypist office. This is all my personal collection behind me. Oh, wrong one. But this is where I work to do day-to-day prototypist stuff from this very desk here. Yeah, this is where I work from. Let's put the camera back to where it should be. There we go. Yeah, so same desk, and literally just through the window at the side of me is where the workshop is. Like, I can literally look down onto the workshop from this window at the side of me. Okay, Marbles has finished installing the update, so let's play that. Oh, is he doing military service? Is that why? Ah, that explains it. I didn't know that. I didn't know that. Winner gets a spare kitty. I can't give these away. These have got to go back to Jacky Studio. Christmas Marble stream next week. 10 races Grand Prix. Yeah, we're going to do some cool stuff for Christmas. So I can't tell you just yet what we're going to do, but we are going to do some cool stuff. The wall of keycaps. Have you found the rest of Tokyo Nights? No, I haven't, dude. I have not yet. As soon as I find them, you can have them. I will send them to you. Wait, where's that loaded? Oh, it's loaded there. Why is it loaded there? Right, okay. It's loaded on the other screen. I don't know why, but it has. Right, okay. Let me see if that now works on here. There we go. Okay, that'll do. It's close enough. It's close enough. Let's do a quick... we'll do a two race Grand Prix because it's getting quite late now here. Let's do 2 races. Let's do community maps, and let's just hit the random generator twice. Boom and boom. Okay. What was that? I heard something ping. Are we sacking stream elements for Christmas? No, we're not sacking stream elements. Dynamics, thank you for gifting the tier 1 sub to Zosco TV. I really appreciate that. You're probably picking up Nimbus when you're back in the UK for Christmas. Well, if you order before the end of the stream, you can get 3 for 2 on in-stock keycap sets. So you could buy like that and a couple of child kits and get one for free. And if you just email me before Monday morning, we'll hold it until you're here and then we can ship it to wherever. Right, okay, let's click on race. Okay, if you want to be in it, all you need to do is type !play, just like I have done, and that will put you into the race. No prizes today, we're just doing this completely and utterly for fun, but we are going to do a couple of races here. All you get is bragging rights. Maybe we should have like a trophy that we can give out in Discord, and like someone gets like a special role for like winning marbles, but no prize. Maybe, I don't know. I'll have a think about it. Mods, have a think. Let me know what you think. Okay, there's like 50 of you in there. I'm going to hit start now. We're going to play. We do marbles quite a bit. This is quite a quick and easy map by the looks of it. The winners are just going to go down this tube and into the bottom. So we'll not be able to do much commentary, but I'll try. So bear with me. You think you'd like to die not every race? Well, we'll see how that goes. Let's see how we go on here. It's going to be a race to the finish. And away we go. Dynamics is probably just in the lead. Nitram Namelock's not too far behind. I see Josh and Anarchy there as well. I'm probably in the top 5 too. Coming round the first bend as we start to go into this spiral. True Blaze is at the back, but he's got a good line as we go into the corners. Dynamics has definitely got the lead. Anarchy's not too far behind. Blackbrook's there as well. He was telling us he didn't want to die. Maybe he's going to be winning here, but Dynamics looks to have the lead on this inside line. Stink Eye is probably at the back now. Tasty, someone's just followed. I appreciate that. Thank you so much. Dynamics is coming through. He is going to take the win. Blackbrook and Anarchy both having some stormers of a race there in the top 3. Robalowski, Zakiri, Zach, Snicket, Demontex, Trojam, Gemma, and Nitram and Brand at the top 10. Jellymaster and Stink Eye does take last, but we all finished there. That was a pretty quick track. I apologize, there was no real commentary on that one. Congratulations to Dynamics. Well done to everyone else in the top 10. Let's see who the last person to... I don't know why some people why did Custom get 42 points down in 19th place? I don't know how that works. Anyway, let's see who came last just for fun. Last was Stink Eye. Congratulations, Stink Eye. You did come fun. It is what it is. Right, let's do the next map. That was really quick. Pretty slippery landing. Let's see how this one goes. Okay, !play will put you into this one as well. Zakiri Zaki's in there, Snicket, Saberglass, Tom Barnes. This one's more like a pinball. Oh, we've got plenty to go here. This is going to be a good map. Yeah, I like this one already. Long way to go. Okay, cool. Right, okay. Okay, we're going to be able to do some reasonable commentary here, I think. Let's see who is going to get through the pinball machine first. You're going to hit start. You've got 20 seconds to join, guys. Get yourselves into the game if you want to be in it to win absolutely nothing. This does look like a brutal track. 10 seconds to go. I'm losing my voice. Okay. 3, 2, 1, away we go. Okay, as we go down to the first obstacle, let's see who's going to make it first. Mr. Gimp is going to be the first to drop down, I think, just about, but it's all pretty even. Alvi is coming through there. He's up doing well. ET Iron 180 is probably just about in the lead right now. Gargle Peanut Butter's there as well. Robert Mikey coming around the outside. So am I. Mikagi is there too. Let's see who's going to drop down first. Robert Robalski is there. Steelhand. Demotex is coming down too. I'm in the bottom bit as well. Robalski's definitely got the lead with Steelhand just behind. Demotex isn't too far behind there. Myself and Anarchy are there as well. Anarchy having a second good race so far. Let's see if that continues to the end. 2 people running away with it right now. Flash and Dance is there too. A couple of people at the back. Josh is at the back. Statspeed's at the back. Gemma's at the back. And Sleepy Keeps right at the very back. We're coming down through now into a bit of a split pot and into the middle. Rabalski's kind of skipped half the track here. Kaz Online's coming through as well. The Geeky Ed's just up there. Tank House is there as well. I'm chasing down the leading pack here. But Rabalski's running away with this one. Custom and Kaz Online are kind of stuck together on the far side. Stereo Jet is probably just about in second place now. But he's taken the longest route to get down into the bottom of the pot. Wygaz has fallen off the track. Tank House is there. Tom Barnes has died as well. Custom is coming through as well. Stereo GR's there too. Conan's on this pad here. Still a long way to go though. Kaz Online has kind of skipped ahead a bit. Geeky Ed's there as well. Top 2 now. Moons of Empire is coming through. After his house move, he's there in 3rd place just about. Tangouse is there. Slice of Meat, Steelhand, Dynamics, Robert Mikey, no Rabowski, Gouty and Newfie coming through. I'm there too. Everyone's kind of stuck up here at this point here. Dynamics has made it through, but there's still plenty more to go. Bouncing back into the main pack. Slice of Me, Moons of Empire there. Slice of Me takes the lead and is now racing towards the end. Still going to be a long way to go, but it looks like he's got unobstructed right now until the end here. It looks like it's going to be a Slice of Me win unless he gets stuck. Dynamics is on the way through as well. Stereo GR, some people still right at the very back of the track though. Johnny's Green is all the way up there. Flash and Dance, Sleepy Keeps up there with Jelly Master as well. Slice of Me does take the win. Gouty, no, Dynamics takes second. 63mm. Sorry, Gemma takes third. Conan takes fourth. Moons of Empire's fifth. Tangaus, Kaz Online, Newfie, Rabalski, and Steelhand ran at the top 10. Lots of people kind of flicking out the edge of the map and dying after they get the finish. That was a pretty good race. That was fun. Let's see if everyone can make it to the end or not. Bob's Rise Up, people dying, lots of people dying. Go Moons Go, he almost got there at the end. GP2 engine, something like that. Okay, Alonso. I see how it is. Ferrari changed my tyres. Yeah, you got stuck in the pit stop. Ferrari strap. That was a pretty good race. We'll have a look at the results. We'll see who won overall. And yeah, of course, no prize today, but it was an interesting one to say the least. Okay, so let's finish the Grand Prix and see who came in the top 3 overall. In 3rd place for no prize, we have Gemma. Congratulations, Gemma. Well done. In 2nd place, we have Slice of Me. And our winner today, for no prize at all, other than bragging rights in the Discord for the next week, is Dynamics. Congratulations. There we go. Let's take a look at the points overall. So Dynamics won with 133 points across 2 races with 1 win. Slice of Me got 2nd with 128 points. Gemma was in 3rd with 86 points. Top 10 rounded out with Blackbrook. Anarchy there in 13th. That's a good result from Anarchy. Moons of Empire in 5th as well, as he finished strongly in that last one. Last place across all of this is in 64th. It's Turtle Cat. I came somewhere in the middle of the pack there. 34th, pretty low down. Josh just behind me as well, as always. It was a pretty good race. Well done, guys. Well done. Okay. So thank you so much for watching, guys. I really appreciate that. It was a fun build. I really like this board. Cat65 goes into group buy soon. Came up pretty solid. Looks great. You guys did a good choice on the keycaps. Bouncy as all hell. Dynamics, thank you for the Turtle Cat gift sub as well. I appreciate that. But that's it for the end of this stream. More news coming on Discord and Instagram across the course of the week as we wait for the next shipment to arrive. I'll let you guys know how that's going. Thank you so much for everyone who's watched today. Apologies, it got a bit dark in the middle of the stream. Sometimes that's just the way it is, and that's how I feel, and I apologize for that. But it was good to talk to you guys. So thank you very much for being here and listening to me, and you really didn't have to, so I appreciate it. I'm gonna head home now, get some food and get some sleep, and I'll be back on Instagram, Discord tomorrow. So if you do need anything, reach out on those platforms and I'll speak to you during the week. Thank you so much again, guys, for watching. I thoroughly appreciate every last one of you. I love you all. Take care.